Oh, well, that's new. I didn't even realize I could do that. Alright. There we go. Sorry it took me so long. I was trying to set everything up, trying to. Still working on it. This is only the second time I've done something like this. Also, I've been up since 1 in the morning. So there's that. This guy. This guy, Quantum TV. This dude does not fucking quit when it comes to anything he says. Whenever it is, he just doesn't give up. Because he made another video, let's see, 17 hours ago, talking about how the Act Man threatened him. Which, in some cases, he's not wrong. He did say, Act Man did say in his own tweet, we shoot on sight. But he's saying that in terms of self defense, you know. He's he's reacting to the fact that somehow he got a hold of his mother's phone number, which means he probably not only knows his his mother's phone number, he may even know where she lives or where he lives, you know. How else is that possible? You know, if there's some sort of online website out there that keeps track of, people's information, then yeah, you probably can't find where that person lives. Or let me rephrase it. If he went somewhere to find all of the information necessary to contact his mother, what's to say he doesn't also know his mother's address, you know, or even his address? But I need to take another sip of Monster. Been drinking some good old Monster energy drink. Keep my spirits up. Keep my energy going. Now, if you couldn't tell from my last stream, I side more with the Act Man and side against Quantum TV. A lot of what Quantum has said is true, and I'm gonna show it to you because a YouTube channel, his name on here is just the Spy. He was able to, with a little bit of editing, or basically through using the Act Man's video, he was able to re-upload essentially Quantum TV's Elden Ring review. At least the first part, which isn't very long. It's like 2 minutes long or something. In fact, I need to actually let him know because I just shouted him out. So basically, yeah, he was able to re-upload the video, not in how it originally was, but through the Act Man's video on YouTube. And I'm gonna watch that. We're gonna watch that first. That's gonna be the first part of the video. The stream essentially is 3 parts, technically four, because I have a Twitter feed set up in case the Act Man says something about the whole situation with Quantum TV just releasing another video talking about him, the Act Man. So I have Act Man's Twitter basically set up right now to see if he says anything about it, openly. Don't know if this stream will get his attention or not, but it'd be something, We'll never know. Um, the three parts, as I said, the first part is Quantum TV's Elden Ring review because this is kind of where it all starts. You know, before this review, nobody really gave a shit about him until he made this video. And then, you know, people started coming in with the criticism, which he got butthurt over and deleted the video. He had to, for some reason, he made 3 videos that were all short instead of just making one long, you know, video with constructive criticisms over what his experience was in the game. Excuse me. And, you know, his thoughts on the game, any criticism he has over the game. You know, instead of making a long video talking about all of it, he kept making short videos, and it seemed like the quality of every single one got worse and worse and worse every time he kept trying to remake it. So that's the first part. The second part is we're going to watch his video on how the Ackman, in his words, threatened him. And the third video, because by the time we're done with these 2 videos, even though they'll combine for roughly 30 minutes long, I'd say, I'm probably going to be so fucked up in the head that I need to cool off with watching Rags. Because Rags, a YouTuber I love watching, I've been watching for about 2 years, give or take, he makes very strong points in his video, and I haven't seen all of it, but I've seen enough of it to know that he makes very strong arguments. And I kind of want to take what he says with some of them and sort of build on those. But and other than that, let's get started. I'm going to get the stream ready. Alright, video set. There it is. Alright, let's begin. Shout out once again to... Just don't want to butcher his name because my mind's sort of scuffed right now. The Spy. Okay, there we go. Shout out to The Spy for putting in the effort to remake this video, essentially. No, the game's name should be still Elden Ring. Just want to say that in a joking manner. The game's name should be still Elden Ring, and I recommend getting it. Hold on one second. I'm having audio issues. There we go. I somehow done this twice. I fucking forget to fix the audio before starting up because now y'all didn't hear it.
Today I'll be giving you guys a review of Elden Ring. Essentially, I don't buy this game. The name of the game should not...
No, buy this game. They've sold 12 million copies. They deserve to sell 30 million copies. Keep buying Elden Ring, everyone.
...be called Elden Ring. The name of the game should be called You Die. Again and again and again. Because that's all you're really going to spend most of your time doing. You're going to die because the game has no easy difficulty. The difficulty spikes when you get to certain bosses. It's so...
Look at this fucking boss that Ackman is fighting right now. Just look at the fucking size of this motherfucker. Are you going to tell me that there shouldn't be some semblance of a difficulty spike at all? Or does it exist? You know, there should be a difficulty spike once you reach bosses of this fucking size. I don't know how fucking Quantum TV thinks otherwise, that there shouldn't be some semblance of a difficulty spike. In fact, the difficulty spike should be, you know, what it is in the game. A large difficulty spike. Because at this point in the game, you're fighting and, you know, you're dealing with massive villains. You're dealing with massive enemies, massive bosses. Why the hell would this not be difficult? Why would this not be a challenge? I just want to point that out, you know. This is the type of game that should have a difficulty spike. And it does, you know. And it should stay that way. There should be no such thing as an easy mode in this game. Which is basically what in this video he was implying. Or what he was implying was that this game should have an easy mode because it's too hard for him. I think he says it in this one. You know, I don't want to come home and lose my fucking mind when I just want to come home from a long day of work and relax. Well, my friend, in the world where the video game industry is constantly thriving with some good video games and a lot of bad video games. There's a boatload of video games that you can play to ease your mind, like Minecraft. Kind of a random one, maybe an obvious one, but Minecraft is a good video game to use to ease your mind on things or off of things. Excuse my language. Keep butchering words. Oh shit, hold on.
So unfair that you'll find yourself spending so many hours losing time away from your life. So I would say this game is for somebody who really is looking for a so unfair that you'll find yourself spending so many hours losing time away from your life. So I would say this game is for somebody who really is looking for a sandbox. They have no family, no friends, no life.
You are maidenless.
When you die, you lose everything you collected. Everything. That means
No, you don't. I haven't even played the game, and I know how it works because I've played a Dark Souls game. No, you don't lose all your things. I know people have said that. I'm kind of reiterating, but no, you don't lose everything. You get it back if you get back to that area that you died in. Why the fuck would he? I don't know how he would think. You just lose everything. You have to start over. Like, what the fuck does that? Like, what? It makes no sense. I don't know why the fuck this was his way of thinking when making this video. Then again, he seems to be scuffed in the head, so who fucking knows?
you start over. So leveling up is extremely hard because of the nature of the game and its difficulty level, and it's not fun. There's nothing fun about this game for somebody who is new to the franchise. And then you look at the...
Alright. So you're new to the franchise. Maybe you should have came into this with sort of a open mind of you don't know what to expect. And you probably should have done your research. Like, From Software's been around in the gaming industry for at least a decade, give or take. Into this. That's an audio issue, my bad. Sorry about that. Just fucking around at this point. From Software has made games in this format where you have these large difficulty spikes. You have these massive enemies, against all odds, you gotta beat this guy. It's a huge challenge. And that's sort of like what From Software does. They give you a unique story, and in this unique story, you have these massive, massive bosses that you gotta battle, or like in Dark Souls 2, you got a shit ton of enemies in one area. You gotta kill them all. Their games are basically of overwhelming odds, so that when you beat this enemy or group of enemies, your victory's satisfying. It's satisfying to overcome your enemy or whatever the game throws at you. It's a satisfying feeling that guys like Quantum TV doesn't understand.
The graphic style. It's a joke. It is literally a joke. And then you look at the graphic style. It's a joke. It is like last gen being sold for new gen. Like, I don't understand who they made this game for, where you want low frame rates, but that for me, that's a massive deal breaker. I'm a massive motion buff, and to do something like that is...
I want to hear what he was saying.
Joke. And then you look at the graphic style. It's a joke.
It makes you wonder what type of video games he plays that could say the graphics in Elden Ring, as beautiful as they are considered, in his words, a joke. Like, what game out there exists that has better graphics than Elden Ring? There's probably a lot of games with graphics that are, just as good as Elden Rings, if not maybe a little bit better. It's kind of hard to find. Most games nowadays, I think when it comes... Let me just say this. When it comes to video games nowadays, we kind of take for granted of what graphics are. And a lot of it has to do with, you'll have a game, the graphics look impressive, but playing it is damn near impossible. Maybe the controls are broken. Maybe you don't want to play it because the story doesn't make sense. You don't want to play the story mode because it sucks. That's burped. you have a lot of reasons for why you would overlook the graphics of a video game. There's a lot of reason for that. As far as, Elden Ring's case, yeah, I don't think there's probably very few video games out there that have better graphics than Elden Ring. And I haven't seen them either, so yeah, we'll just have to
It's
see.
like last gen being sold for new gen. Like, I don't understand, like, who they made this game for, where, like, you want low frame rates, but that for me...
Elden Ring was made for people who are fans of the Dark Souls series, Bloodborne, and Demon Souls. It's pretty easy to know who this game was made for.
That's a massive deal breaker. This game for, where, like, you want low frame rates, but that for me, that's a massive deal breaker. I'm a massive motion buff, and to do something like that is unacceptable.
Okay. That's for you. A lot of people, they'll probably will agree with you on how the frame rate in the game can kind of get annoying, or that it isn't very good. But that isn't an excuse to automatically make this game be considered dog shit in your words, or terrible in your words, or just overall consider it a bad game. We had games at one point that were 30 frames a second, and then we used to have games that really didn't have frames, an FPS game. We had, or, frames per second, we had 30 frames per second. We had games that were on the N64 where it was 64-bit game. So the framework was probably like 15 frames a second, maybe. I really don't know the framework of the N64. In fact, actually, let me look that up real quick. I have my phone right here. Let me check. Because I guarantee you, it's probably very, very low. N64 frame rate. Oh, shoot, hold on. I like Frame Meister. What the fuck is that? 20 frames per second. So the N64 with 64 a console at 64 bits was 20 frames per second. We've come a long way from having games with such few or low frame rates to now having games at 60 FPS and 120 FPS. But just because you didn't like the fact that the game frame rate was slow from time to time doesn't automatically make the game terrible on all facets or make the game bad on all facets. In many ways, you can still find good in the game, even if there's frame rate. Like Ackman said himself, he found good in World War II, or not World War II. He found good things in COD Ghost and COD Vanguard. If you can do that, I'm sure you can find some good things in Elden Ring. You just have to play further into the game.
Most of your time in the open world is spent just, like, running around kind of aimlessly, if I'm being honest. It's one of those games where, like...
This is the worst part of this video. This is probably one of the things that made him want to delete it. Talking about... It's an open world game, yes, where you run around aimlessly. Have you played a open world game in your life? I've played very few, and I understand the point of what you can do in an open world game. Anyways, open world games, you can kind of, do whatever you want, essentially. You can progress in the story in an order that's more akin to you and your liking than the normal route. That's what makes open world games so much fun. That's not to deter anything from linear games. Linear games are perfectly fine. The point I'm trying to make is there's good things in linear games and there's good things in open world games. And when it comes to open world games, they're more, more people would prefer open world games because, again, you can kind of do whatever you want in the order of a story mode. You have this massive world open to you, so you can just do whatever you want, essentially. That's kind of why a lot of people do love open world games.
It's so spread out. The map is so big, you're going to spend a lot of time running around in a very open field that doesn't necessarily have a particular purpose for being that open. I'd like there to be a purpose to almost everything.
There are open fields in real life. Like huge, sprawling open fields in real life. Why the fuck are you thinking? Why the fuck would you have an issue with an open world game having sprawling. Let me hear this again, just so I can be precise with this
You're
world.
going to spend a lot of time running around in a very open field that doesn't necessarily have a particular purpose for being that open. I'd like there to be.
I'm sure there are secrets. Let me just say this now. I haven't played Elden Ring, but I have played open world games. When you play an open world game, typically what they end up doing is just making the open world filled with different things, secrets and all that stuff. Little teeny things that you can find that have some semblance of value, whether it's small or big. The last open world game that I played recently, don't know if this is gonna make people side with me or not. I played Genshin Impact back in like December of last year. I haven't been able to play it because I was playing on my phone and I'm running out of space on it for reasons I can't explain. So, with this in mind, in Genshin Impact, there's a lot of little secrets that you can find. And it's kind of worth exploring the map and the whole sprawling land of. I don't remember what the fuck the world is called, but there's a lot of things worth going through and exploring all of Genshin. It's worth it. As far as other open world games, I don't remember what the last one I've played, but I'm sure in Elden Ring it's the same thing. If you have a large sprawling world, you're gonna find little secrets here and there throughout the map, and it's worth going around and looking for those secrets.
Be a purpose to almost everything. Like everything is interactable and things like that. But it just doesn't feel that doesn't necessarily have a particular purpose for being that open. I'd like there to be a purpose to almost everything. Like everything is interactable and things like that. But it just doesn't feel like that. And I think without spoiling any parts of the story, which is lackluster by the way, I think almost every necessary.
I want to hear this one again.
For being that open. I'd like there to be a purpose to almost everything. Like everything is interactable and
You have okay, so where everything has a purpose, those games are typically the ones we call linear video games. You want a game that has a purpose for everything, an order of sequence of events, or a sequence of events that takes place in one specific order. More often than not, those are linear video games. I've grown up on a ton of those games. Star Wars games, Transformers games, Halo games, that sort of spiel. You want to find a game that's linear? Go play the linear based games. Like Elden Ring, Skyrim, and Oblivion are some I can think of off the top of my head. Those games are open world and can be played in a variety of ways. And I'm sure Elden Ring, my apologies, I shouldn't have said that. Games like Skyrim and Oblivion, they're open world. Fallout, open world. And Elden Ring is open world in a way where, and again, I believe this is how it works because I haven't really played the games. You can play the game in a sequence of events that isn't of the norm. Like, a lot of people may go to this, fight this boss first in Elden Ring. Well, that boss is available, but you can also go fight this other boss that may or may not be of similar strength to the boss that most people start off with first. So you have options that you can go through. If you want a game that's linear, Quantum, just go find a linear based game like Call of Duty. You can play that. You don't have to play multiplayer. You can just play the campaign. There's a boatload of linear video games that you can play.
Things like that. But it just doesn't feel like that. And I think without spoiling any parts of the story, which is lackluster by the way, I think that will be as honest as anyone's going to be about this product. I don't know.
So, from what I understand, the story is basically built up over the duration of every boss you defeat. I know that for Dark Souls, you basically overcome all these bosses, and once you defeat the Lord of Cinder, you basically like take his throne essentially. That's kind of what the understanding I got from watching others, like Actman discuss Dark Souls 1 and why he says it's a masterpiece. So you have that. So you have that as an option for sort of going through all the the story of Dark Souls. As far as Elden Ring, oh man, I'm like kind of out of focus right now, mentally thinking too many things. As far as Elden Ring, I'm sure it's the same way. You overcome all these obstacles, you beat the final boss, and you get to have you basically take the final boss's place as whatever it is. Kind of like in Dark Souls 1, you beat Gwyneth, Lord of Cinder. You beat Gwen, Lord of Cinder, you take his throne. I think that's the same way in Elden Ring. I wouldn't know per se with Elden Ring. I'm gonna play the game eventually. I swear to my life. As far as you, Quantum, from what I understand, you barely got through the game. You didn't play enough of the game. So I don't know why you're arguing about this or talking about the story being lackluster when you barely played it. Again, I know I'm talking about some of the story, but that's only from what I understand. I still don't know enough. I need to play the games myself to get the full gist of it. But I have a slight understanding. It's a little understanding of everything, that goes along with it.
Who they made it for. Again, I couldn't speak lowly enough about this game. I don't recommend it, and I think if you're smart, you'll just play something else. That's the review. Take it or leave it. Oh.
Pay a 1% listing.
Shit. Okay. Well, that's the first part. My God, it's so bad, and it's only 2 minutes. Like, there's not much you can get out of a 2-minute fucking argument. It's pretty bad. I'm gonna leave it in the chat. I'll leave it right there. So if anyone wants to watch and support The Spy, feel free to. Shout out to The Spy once again for doing everything in his power to basically re-upload it. Alright, so for the next video, this is his reaction to Ackman threatening, in his words, threatening to murder him. Which, it's really not threatening. He's just trying to defend his fucking family. Alright, let's get through this dog shit real quick, because this is going to be fucking fun. Hope you guys are ready for more shit. I know I'm not. Fuck me. I'm fucking pass out. 29 minutes. This is even longer than the video I did on Monday. I'm gonna be fucking get passed out halfway through. This is why I have Rags set up as the third and final video for this stream. I'm gonna fucking need it after this. I'm gonna need the wisdom of Rags to help me cope. This is what we call, ladies and gentlemen, masochism.
The Act Man has officially threatened to murder me. You heard that correct?
He has officially decided to defend his family, not murder you. He's not trying to murder you, but you've instigated a lot of shit, Quantum, over the past week or so. And this isn't just to Ackman, this is to Mischief, who, shout out to Mischief for reaching 100k subs. Kudos to you, man. This is about what you said about Review Tech USA. You have said a lot of negative shit to a lot of people. Or not said a lot of negative shit. But you've acted very immature by constantly going out of your way to copyright strike people, or at least attempt to. And even if you can say, oh, well, it didn't go through, the fucking attempt is still there. It's like when someone is arrested because they were thinking of murdering someone even though they didn't. I know, taking it extreme. I don't fucking care. The point I'm trying to make will come up soon. You go around and you think of killing this person, and then you decide to hold back on it. You'll still more than likely get arrested. In fact, I guarantee you'll still be arrested because you had thoughts of murdering someone. It's the same. It's basically the same shit. It's just that my version is the extreme one. My one goes the extreme route. And here's the thing: you crop out this at first to make us all assume that this is all the fucking thing is. Oh my god, I still can't fucking believe this guy actually called his mother because he wanted to talk when he knows he gotta just fucking talk to him on Discord. Or better yet, he could have just dropped all this shit. Instead of going out of his way to continue complaining about people, taking the videos he makes and reacting to them or chopping them up as he puts it and, sharing it on the internet, which is the fucking internet. Things get shared on the internet constantly. It doesn't fucking matter if you can cry about it as much as you want that you don't want this stuff to spread on the internet. It doesn't matter. It's the internet. You can't really stop much on the internet. It just boggles the mind how this guy, the way he functions. But anyways, it's just it just boggles the mind of how this guy thinks. We need to keep hearing this because it doesn't work when I just sit here and say nothing or just keep talking and rambling on.
He has threatened to take my very life. He deliberately lied so that he could come up with an excuse to threaten to murder me.
You fucking started this shit. You're the one who kept poking the bear. You're the one who went out of his way to call his mother. It kind of I said this Monday, you don't really put the person's family into this shit. Even if you just wanted to talk, you don't fucking call the person's mother to try and talk with them. Especially, as I said before, you have other avenues to discuss a matter with someone. You didn't have to take it to fucking family. You can say all this shit about how you didn't threaten them. Say that shit to the second coming. It doesn't matter. You instigated it by contacting his mother in the first place, who and his family are dealing with his grandfather, who was in the hospital. As I said before on Monday, he was in the hospital in December, so their family is more than likely on edge. Quantum, you like to talk about how people don't know the context and history of your channel. Have you fucking been paying attention to what the Akban's family's been going through? As I said, grandfather was in the hospital in December. I don't remember if he tweeted about his grandfather being alright. I hope his grandfather's alright. His grandfather might be dead now, and that sucks. So, their family's on edge right now with the law. If his grandfather did die, their family's on edge right now because they just lost a loved one. If he's still alive, thank goodness, but they're still going to be on edge because one of their loved ones was in a hospital room. They're going to be on edge. So when you instigate this because you can't get the fucking nasty taste out of your mouth, the fact that just about everyone who has said something about you is right about, your actions, your criticism, in some way, shape, or form, you can't handle it, and it leaves a nasty taste in your mouth. So you go to this extent, and it's like, what the fuck were you thinking? Did you think this was gonna work? His mother thinks you're a nut because you fucking went to her just because you wanted to talk about this. When, if I think a lot of us adults know this. As a person who's only 20 years old, I can kind of call myself an adult. The best way to end an argument or to end a conflict is walking away, or in the case of the internet, dropping it. You talked about this. You didn't have to keep going. The only reason why you're continuing to go is because Ackman announced that he was going to talk to YouTube and YouTube support team to talk about you. So you had an issue with that. When the reason why he's doing it is because he's so sick of your shit. and how you have tried to falsely copyright strike people for their videos because they used your likeness and all that shit. You got so annoyed, you kept pushing it. So Ackman wanted to, talk to YouTube about it. And again, he said it was a Wednesday that it was going to happen. I don't know if it's this Wednesday. I don't know if it's a Wednesday later on. But at the end of the day, you fucked up by continuing to push this shit when you could have just dropped it all.
Let's read his lie of a tweet. We'll put it up on the screen. Sit back and just read the trash he wrote, okay? I can confirm Quantum TV is threatening me and my family with doxing and violence. News to me. Even reached out to my mother saying, we wouldn't want...
I mean, you have proven violence. Have you forgotten you told people that didn't agree with your Elden Ring review to go kill themselves? Have you forgotten about that? Because it seems like you have. It seems like you've forgotten. Then again, of course you might forget because, you deleted the video, so there's really no way to find it now. You've given us so little to work with because you keep deleting your shit. Because your shit's already, shit's terrible arguments. There's not much to go off of, essentially. All you're giving us very little to work with. You want to defend yourself, but you're fucking yourself up by deleting what evidence you could utilize to defend yourself.
On our families to get hurt or involved in this. Also news that I said that on the phone call. We'll get to it. Very, very new information here, but okay. I wish I was fucking joking. If we see you, Quantum, we shoot on sight. I'll say that again. If we see you, we shoot on sight. So I could just be like walking out of my home, and if you're there, you shoot? Where?
The point when they say we shoot on sight, he's clearly being defensive. If you walk up onto his property, that's likely what he's referring to. If you're thinking so hypothetically that he is going to shoot you. None of us know that Ackman has a gun license. He probably does. He probably doesn't. If you didn't know, Quantum, he doesn't need to shoot you, but he can fight you as he does fucking karate or kung fu or some shit. He has whole videos of him, doing karate shit where he broke his arm trying to cut or hit boards and shit. So he doesn't even need to actually shoot you, you fucking idiot. He can fucking just beat you up if you take one step on his property or his mother's property if she doesn't live with him. You read into stuff like so much that you don't even think of like context. Like Ackman being a karate fighter, that's context that's needed, that's necessary.
Where are the contexts for this? But of course, people on his own Twitter realized how bad the statement was, and he probably shouldn't have said that last part, right? And so then he amends it. Oh, crazy people, man, if you show up at my property.
What is the problem with him saying if a known crazy person threatening violence shows up at our driveway, then that's where they're hitting the ground dead? That's an emotional reaction to something that has happened to him. Why the fuck? Here's the thing. I don't agree with that statement either about him saying we shoot on sight. There's got to be a more peaceful way to end the conflict. Sit down and talk person to person. But and here's the thing. When you go to this extent to get his family involved with what I mentioned earlier, they're dealing with his grandfather. He's gonna get defensive. He's gonna want to defend his family in any way he can. He may have a gun license, and if you do show up on his property, you better fucking watch out. He might shoot you. He might not. Now scratch that. If you fucking roll up on his property, you probably shouldn't take a step on it, or you probably should get away from it as soon as possible because he doesn't want to see you in person, obviously.
You'll hit the ground dead. You'll be dead if you do anything. Trying to really cover his tracks, realizing the gravity of the threat. He dead if you do anything.
I think Ackman knows the gravity of what he said. You know, you pointed out in your Power of an Apology video how he was able to realize the gravity of his old tweets and how you said that his old tweets had racial slurs in them. And that I think it's clear that Ackman is capable of recognizing the gravity of something and recognizing the course of action to take from that point forward. It's pretty obvious. As for you, Quantum, you fucking even said in that Power of Apology video about how you guys are going to get someone killed. Oh my god, this fucking guy is so everything this fucking guy says is fucking stupid. Just about everything. You guys are gonna get someone killed. Yeah. And at this rate, if you pull some stupid shit, it's probably gonna be you. If you fucking roll up on his property. I mean, fuck's sakes. It might be you, it might not. I don't fucking know.
Trying to really cover his tracks, realizing the gravity of the threat he just made. He made an on-site murder claim that
A claim. Written threats is a second-degree felony with penalties of up to 15 years in prison. All right. Yeah, he made a written threat. He's doing it again in self-defense because Lord knows how much information now you have. You only have, his mother's phone number. What else do you have? Do you have her address? Do you know where they live? It's shit like that where it's like you kind of need to step in and say, or, you kind of need to say to that person in a threat, now that you know where I live, you better not show up where I live. Because if you do, I'm either going to kick your fucking ass or I'm just going to make you drop dead. Two options. Basically that.
he's absolutely going to do this. Now, here's the problem with that. Actman is not some small guy. The Actman is somebody with 1.3 million subscribers on an international level.
Yeah, and I bet you wish you had 1 million subscribers too, since you like talking about it so much. I bet you wish you had it.
Anyone
60K.
from all around the world has access to his content. And he has fans, even in the state where I live. So much, even if it's not him doing it directly, he can absolutely, and has, motivated some absolutely violent people to agree with his logic here. You see, he's literally incited a mob.
The Actman is not responsible for anything his fans do. That is up to them. They have to be responsible with their own actions. The Actman has his own responsibilities. He's an adult with his own responsibilities of things to do, things to keep track of, all that stuff. As fans of him, it's up to us to figure out, right from wrong and be responsible over our own actions. Actman is responsible for his own actions. We are responsible for our own. And for the fans of us, of Actman, who don't know or don't understand, eventually they'll come to terms either by their own self-reflection, either by their own self-reflection, clarification, taking a look back at what they've said, things that Quantum TV never does. He never self-reflects on anything he says. He just thinks he's right about everything 100%.
He's basically on Twitter, not even basically, word for word, says, is basically on...
Yeah, I think that guy was just joking when he made the quote. A lot of us, I'm one of the people in his replies who was making a joke about it. Because it's the internet, you know. A lot of the stuff you don't really take serious on the internet. It's like, why the fuck would I, take what the fuck he's saying serious when it's on the internet? And that's another thing I had to point out. Is again, this is on the internet. Ackman's never shown signs that he would ever do this or or feel this type of way. It's only back then. It's not really now. And Ackman, I know he definitely has that self-awareness to realize it. That, it's still the internet. Most threats on the internet are fucking light. Not something to be bothered with. As long as the person isn't, saying that to your face in public, in person, facing you. There's not much to really, take from this.
On Twitter, not even basically word for word, says
And also, I believe this was a joke. Act Bros Unite for the honor of Act Mother. I think he was just joking about it. Because I looked at it as a joke and laughed at it. Act Bros Unite for the honor of Act Mother. Because Act Bro replied to this, and he said something funny.
Act Bros Unite.
In fact, I can actually pull that out right now. Hold on 1 second. Oh shit, hold on. Hold on. I gotta fucking change this fucking hotkey. Let me find this real quick for you guys. Hold on. Here it is. Alright, found the tweet. It says right there. Akbro responds with, "I can confirm this. He was probably around to hear his mother tell this to him. Either that or Ackman told this, or she probably called him, tell him that this happened." And there's the tweet. Act Bros Unite for the honor of Act Mother. That's a joke. That's supposed to be taken as a joke. Something that I don't think Quantum can really do. Quantum keeps digging his own grave. That's such a fucking stupid joke. Like, there's even though there are people that are saying this type of stuff, there's still people pointing, this is illegal and all that shit. Right here, this is illegal. You need to pursue legal action for your sake. Asking them to stay safe. And here's Ackman making another joke. Gonna bring some donuts and coffee to my local police department. Tell them tales of insanity. It will be a fun time. Clearly joking. Or at least that's how I see it, because I have a pretty dark sense of humor. And here's the thing. All of this is because Quantum thought it'd be a good fucking idea to call his mother. Find the information of how to call his mother, her public phone. Which he's going to do in this video. Now, I will say this. I was listening to it earlier. I was on the road. I was on the road with my family. We got back home at like noon. Yeah. I could not hear what his mother said in the fucking recording for the life of me. He says that it was because his he has security cameras that can capture audio, but the fucking audio is so low, you can't hear shit. Like, I barely heard anything that he was saying in it. It was fucking annoying. Oh, look at this. Someone even points this out. Nothing really illegal here. If Quantum goes to Ackman's house and knocks on the door and Ackman shoots him, that would be illegal. If Quantum tries to break into Ackman's home because he's a crazy narcissist, then tried shooting him would be legal. Warning shots are also legal. So he says here, for your information, I'm not a lawyer. His mother was a 911 dispatcher for 35 years, and this was mostly her opinion after years of dealing with calls and reports like these. So if a person in a 911 dispatch, or was a dispatcher for 911, even says that this is how it's mostly dealt with, or at least their opinion on it, then I want to know the opinions of other people who are current 911 dispatchers or others. Like maybe at some point I can figure that out, maybe talk to someone, see if they, get their opinion on this. It'd be a miracle if I could, though, I will say that. I mean, his mother fucking calls him a nut. Like, I had to imagine throughout the entire call, she's just like, yeah, okay, talk to you later. Texts him as soon as possible. This fucking guy is insane. Be safe. He's a nut. Try, but not from anything he can connect with you. Be safe. He's a nut. Like, okay, like what the fuck? By the way, 1,000 people commented or replied to his tweet. 1,000 people retweeted this video. Bro, what the fuck? He's hitting the fucking like bar too. What a fucking pussy. So now we don't even know who's agreeing with them or not. I have to download the fucking extension, and I don't have it right now. I haven't given myself the time of day to do it. Oh my god, what the fuck is this? Hold on, before we go back to watching, we gotta zoom this in. Alright, let's just read this fucking thing out if I can, at least. Ask yourself, if I call Saturday, April 23rd, and later that same day, Ackman posts he's done with the Quantum TV business, how could the conversation possibly have been anything but threatening? It's basically, it's not there, it's not here. Possibly have, but threatening. That's fucking terrible grammar right there. My mom would smack the shit out of him if she saw this fucking grammar. Oh my god, this is terrible. She harps on me for bad grammar. She'll definitely harp on his ass for this shit. He's basically saying, how could the conversation possibly be anything but threatening? Also, why didn't he call the police? Doxing and violent threats are a crime. We all know I'd be in jail if his claims were true. Don't believe heresy. I'm 100% innocent. I've never... You have the fucking tweets saying you wish someone was a pulse victim, which isn't a threat, but that doesn't mean it's not possible that you have threatened someone before. Man up and take responsibility for his actions and the damage his false accusations have caused. For fuck's sakes, most of Twitter sides with Mischief, Actman, Review Tech USA, and everyone else that's fucking criticized you. About everyone is siding with them over you. Let me look at the comment sections really quick, by the way. 25 people commented. Oh, look at this. Someone even points out how bullshit the fucking audio is. Look at this shit. Your surveillance audio doesn't prove anything. It blacked out and is only a one-way conversation. Could have been reading it from a script. This will get thrown out in court, even if it shows you on video holding an actual phone. Needs to be two-way audio for it to hold any value. None of this would happen if you didn't false claim people videos. Own up to your own mistakes. Fucking thank you. This is what everyone is trying to fucking get Quantum TV to do. This is what I'm trying to do. I don't give a fuck about this guy. I just want this guy to fucking realize, hey, the shit I'm doing is fucking retarded and stupid and completely dumb as shit. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop doing this. I'm going to drop all this shit. I'm going to apologize to everyone and say, guys, I fucked up. I'm going to be away from YouTube for a bit so I can fully gain, a better sense of reality and a better sense of things. I'm not going to keep this shit up anymore. It blacked out because my family's in the video. Law enforcement has the full color video. A beehive best not to poke at. A law is law enforcement matters. Also, part 2. Also, two-party consent laws prevent me from sharing his mother's audio. So how about you fucking ask her if you can use the fucking audio? That's how it works. Not that stupid shit. You know why I know this? I again, in the previous, you guys know through all my video uploads, I watch sports. I'm a sports fan. I'm a fan of sports. I've been a fan of sports for at least 8 years, 9 years going. Antonio Brown, former wide receiver of the Oakland Raiders for like 3 months, he had a conversation with former head coach John Gruden, former because he was doing something stupid. I have a video on it to poke fun at. In the video, he recorded John Gruden's audio on his line while they were both in California. By law, in California, you cannot, and I say this again, I'll reiterate, you cannot upload or share audio from the other person's end without the consent of that individual. That's California law. I can find the video that states it perfectly. He was in trouble for it. I don't remember what it was, but he was in trouble for it. I'll find it later for you guys. We'll do 4 videos if I have to. As far as this, all he had to do, and here's the thing, two-party consent law. Why the fuck didn't you? She called you back. Why the fuck? He's gonna point this out in this video. He's gonna point it out in the video. She calls him back because she wanted to make sure this was a real 9 and wasn't prank. Why the fuck didn't you ask her in that second call? Can I keep your end of the audio? Can I show the world your end of the audio? Why didn't you do that? Why the fuck didn't you ask? If she consents to it, you can go on ahead, you fucking idiot. You don't have to keep it hidden. Because now none of us believe you. Now the only thing we can do is keep this with the law. And when is that going to happen? When are you going to take this to the law? We don't know. Only you know. Only you. You can decide, Quantum. You can decide this shit. When you take this shit to court. As to when this audio comes out. And we don't know. And who knows? Maybe you won't do it. Maybe then it'll be too late. You know, there's not much we can go off of if you just refuse to take the necessary steps to make this shit happen. Instead of, you know this stuff, yet you don't act on it. Oh, it's a two-party consent law? Well, let me go ask this person if they will let me share the audio just so we can, get everything straight across. Let me do that. You didn't do it, Quantum. You didn't do that shit. Why the fuck didn't you go out of your way to check the audio and see if it was good? Or check with her and see if she's fine with you sharing the audio that she has in the phone conversation. Why didn't you do it? Like why? Why don't you just... It boggles the fucking mind. You know the rules, and yet you don't do anything about it. If I'm in Quantum's shoes, the first thing I'm doing is I'm asking before we hang up, just as a request, can I share your audio so we can get the point across? So can I share your audio on your end? If she says yes, I'm going on ahead. I'm putting that in the video. If she says no, okay, I'll respect your choice. And there are ways you can bend the fucking rules. You don't have to make it word for word. You can caption it, and he does this in the video. He captions what he says, some of the lines he says, but he could have captioned her lines or give a description. Here we talk about this, X later on in the audio. Here's where we talk about Y later. Then, further into the audio, here's where we talk about Z. You could have fucking done that. You have so many options. That even though this is my mind formulating this stuff, and this is just me formulating these possibilities, this could have been you too, Quantum. I don't get your logic. I don't get that shit. anyways, this thing has like 25 comments on this, and most of the comments. Well, here's the thing. Most of these comments. A lot of them are siding with them. A lot of these comments are siding with them, but it's like 23 people. So 23 people is a smaller number than the 100 something YouTube channels that have gone over his bullshit. So it's kind of hard to take, what they, look. It's kind of hard to side with him when 100 people can go into what the fuck is wrong, every issue they have with you, or every issue you've done, or every problem, or anything you've done, they can point it out and explain it. They can do that. Some 23 people siding with you really can, unless they make their videos defending you. Alright, let's go back to this, because I spent enough time on this.
For honor of Act Mother.
Alright, we talked
I
about
don't know what the hell that's all about. Call you'd shout out before you do something fucked up, okay? I don't know what the hell that's all about, but that's some weird language going on there. The other thing that I find very, very strange is all of the gun emojis and memes and people right down to talking specifics as to what kind of gun the Act Man needs to use on me.
Okay, so what if people are doing that? There are people on the internet you don't know. As you stated yourself, you don't know these people. Why are you so bothered with, what they say? And, all of this shit, most of this sounds like just someone who's played Call of Duty for years and just knows this stuff. I could see this as being a joke. Like, I could see someone replying, nah, he's not going to use the Desert Eagle or the Glock 9. He's just going to grab some nuclear codes to launch at him. Like, that's the type of joke I would have probably made. I would have made that as a joke in a response to this. And, clearly, have you noticed, another thing I want to point out, take a look at who's replied, who's retweeted, and who's liked this. At this point in time, 10 hours into this reply was made, and 10 hours later, nobody liked it or replied to it or retweeted it. Which means this is someone you can basically ignore what they're saying. You're pointing out the wrong people, Quantum. You're pointing out people who have really, no one really cares for what they say. They're being basically ignored. And by you showing off this person and what they're saying, they won. You've given them power. You acknowledge that they not only said this, but that these people exist. Instead of just ignoring what they say. I don't know why you would do this. You could have, ignored all these replies, because I doubt most of these people are being so super serious. Most of them are probably joking, because I was with my reply. In fact, let me just pull that up. Let me find the reply that I made. I can show you the reply that I made to this. And I'm not afraid to associate myself with making this reply. If it's even still here. Hopefully it is. Because I found it in funny taste. It may not be here anymore. I have to look. I don't know how, because I haven't deleted it. Let's see. Here's the tweet. Let me see if I can find what I said. It's gonna take me a second. It's a fucking 1,000 comments or replies, excuse me. This is actually a really good one. I have to show this one. This one's really good. Hold on. This isn't mine. This is someone else. Look at this shit. When Quantum pulls up. Yo, shout out to Jimbo Fix for this one. That's so good. That's such a good fucking meme. Holy shit. It's one of the best ones out there. Holy shit. Alright, back to the hunt. Give me a second, guys. I gotta look for this. Again, this would not be possible if Quantum decided to go on and point, call his mother. Oh, by the way, I want to actually leave this as a comment because this would actually, make a lot of sense here. So did before I keep searching for my reply because honestly, it may not even be in this exact one. It may be in a different one, so I have to look very, very hard. Ah, shit, YouTube deleted it. Hold on. Before I keep looking, I want to show you guys making this little tweet right here, a little reply. If you okay, so did you ask her if you can use her end of the audio? Boom. Let's see how long it takes for him to reply to this because from what Rag says, he replies to just about anyone who responds to him. So I look forward to seeing him respond to what I said. All right, back to the hunt. This literally may not be here anymore because I remember making it yesterday. I swear I made this tweet yesterday and I can't find it. I don't know where the fuck it went. It was a drive-by GIF in a joking manner, and I don't know where the fuck it is. It's not popping up on my media file. Yeah, it says the last tweet I made was on the 24th. So I don't know where it went. I think it's just gone. It just disappeared from the world. Alright, we're not gonna bother anymore. That sucks. That actually sucks because it was a really funny reply I made. At least I think it was funny. Again, remember I have a twisted sense of humor, so if you don't find it funny, it's probably because it's my twisted sense of humor poking out again. Alright, let's get back to watching this because we're almost an hour and 30 minutes into the stream. Fuck. I clicked out.
And we're supposed to believe that all of this is, he's not responsible if anything happens. He had nothing to do with any of this behavior that we're seeing. And the thing that really gets me with this whole inciting of this mob is when
he's not inciting of a mob. He's just telling everyone, hey, this is happening right now. Just letting you guys know, updating you guys, because I guess you don't know what it's like to update your fan base constantly of something, Ackman tweets almost every day. He tweets about every day about something. So, and he updates everyone, lets us know. That's the reason why we all know about this shit in the first place. Because he immediately, as soon as you copyright struck him, or at least attempted to, which still counts, he pointed it out on social media. He was like, hey guys, just want to let you know, my Elden Ring hot take video was nearly copyright struck. Just letting you guys know. He's not inciting a fucking riot. If he was, since you take his words so literal, he would have told everyone, grab your fucking pitchforks, grab your fucking torches, Hell, fuck it. Grab your fucking nooses. Let's go find this motherfucker. Let's go hang him, bro. Let's go lynch his ass, you know? Shit like that. They would have said that. And for the record, that is not racist. It's not racist. And not even because I'm half black that I can say that shit. Lynching does not, you don't have to be black to be lynched. Lynching is an illegal hanging without any sort of, you know, accusation or being taken to court. You know. Let me just so we're clear on everything, let me look it up for you guys. Just so we hear. Yeah. The definition of lynch here on Google: to kill, especially by hanging, for an alleged offense with or without a legal trial. It doesn't matter if you're black or white or whatever race. You can be Asian, you can be Mexican, you can be whatever, and you'll still, and you know, if you're accused of something without a legal trial, or if you're accused of something and you don't get a proper legal trial and you get hung, it's a lynch. Anyways, yeah, if you're taking everything Ackman says word for word, if that's the case, then he would have said, you know, let's go get this motherfucker. Get this, you know, when he says get this guy off the internet or get this guy off YouTube, he's more talking about the people who have power to do so. YouTube support, Susan Wabajak, you know, they have the power to make this, you know, make the choice of whether or not your channel is spared or just sent to the fire along with EDPs and, you know, I'm J Station. You know, that's up to them. He wants them to take you off the platform. He's not telling his fan base to go after you. Everyone who's going after you, it's in their own interest because they see this shit. And for a lot of us, we like making content. We like making reaction videos. This is only the second time I've done this, so, you know, I'm still getting the hang of this shit. But for someone like Rags, because, you know, he points this out, Quantum TV points him out. Rags, yeah, he does reaction videos, but it's what he's good at. He's very good at reacting to things. He's very good at talking and discussing about a lot of bad videos. He's very good at it. And why a certain video made no sense. It's why several years ago, when The Right Opinion tried to get Quentin Reviews to help him out in a talk about how wrong Rags was in his discussion towards I Hate Everything's The Last Jedi video, at the end, you know, after further discussion, The Right Opinion's response to Rags was fucking terrible. And he felt so, like, terrible about how bad it was, he deleted it. I'm not saying, you know, I'm not saying deleting the video was a sign of a victory. But the point I'm trying to make was, you know, the video wasn't good enough. And The Right Opinion, in his own words, he didn't like it, so he just deleted it. You know, Rags probably would have been fine with the video being up. He would have been perfectly fine with it. It's just that, you know, The Right Opinion's video, he felt like he personally did not think the video was good enough to stay on the internet. Fortunately, we have people out there who were able to download it and save the video, so, you know, we can look back at that point in history.
Tried to reach out and make him aware of what he was doing. He acted like he understood the situation and then took it to another level.
He didn't take it to another level. It's pretty clear once you find the information on someone, you know, their phone number, you can probably at that point find their address, you know, where they live and their full name and shit. So it's not simply it's not exactly taking it to another level. It's more so reacting, seeing something and reacting to it. He's reacting to your actions taken.
Now let's be very clear as to why he's doing all of this. He's doing this because in his heart of hearts, he believes I need to be removed off of the platform. And to do so...
And you act like it's his fault. Like, and you act like, you know, he doesn't have a good reason as to why you shouldn't be on the platform. The things you've said in the past, the way you're acting now, all of it makes the rest of us think that, yeah, honestly, the platform would be better off without you, Quan. I don't think it'd be fair, because in reality, the only way I think someone should be removed off of YouTube is if they're guilty of an illegal action like EDP 445. he's been basically labeled now as a pedo because he tried to meet up with like a 13-year-old, thinking that he was going to meet up with a 13-year-old. He like left his area, the area he mainly lives in, to go find some 13-year-old only to be bamboozled. Fake, and find out it's a fake. Once that was done, none of us wanted him on the platform anymore, and YouTube was the same way. YouTube didn't want their brand, this franchise of theirs essentially, to be associated with a pedophile. And while he still is associated in some way through people's videos of EDP, they didn't want to be associated with the guy himself. So they cut his YouTube channel in half. They fucking got rid of his YouTube channel. Same with Chet Goldstein, who's revealed to be a total douchebag. Now, he's not the only pedo that'll be revealed. Mini Lad is another pedophile on this platform, on this website, who, not just in my opinion, he should not be here. He shouldn't have a YouTube channel. Even though he's losing subs pretty much daily, he shouldn't have a platform. He's had it now for the last 2 years, after he even admitted to sending inappropriate photos and inappropriate messages to girls who at the time were underage. And they were here in America along with him. He was doing an illegal action here in the States, which drove him to leaving the country to go back to his home country in Ireland. Because he knew he fucked up. He knew he did something ridiculously stupid. So, Mini Lad shouldn't be on this platform because he's a pedophile. As he's in the same boat as EEP. Those people are people I would prefer to have their channels removed. In the case of Quantum, I don't think removing it is an option that's necessary. I don't think we need to remove his platform. It's unnecessary. I find it at that point to be unnecessary. But Quantum is not helping himself with the way he constantly responds to everyone for what he says. He's not taking the right approach in trying to convince everyone to stay on the platform. He's not. He's doing everything he can to basically get himself removed. And he's giving us very little incentive to leave him alone and not want his channel gone. A lot of us now want his channel gone. And while I'm not one of those people who really want him off the platform, I can understand why people like the Act Man want him off YouTube. All right, let's keep going.
So there is no low he is willing to stoop to, or is unwilling, rather, to stoop to. And we're seeing it here. This is a personal vendetta. This is a vindictive, manipulative tactic that he's using to fool everyone around him into attacking one person. Quantum TV, this guy right here. Why is he doing that, you might ask? Well, let's go over a series of events here, okay? Give you the full picture of what's truly happening, okay? I called his mother at 2:32 my time. Now, I won't say where he is, but what I will say is that's 11:32 his time.
You don't need to say where he is. We all know he's around this. He lives in the not Seattle, but he lives in the Washington, Oregon region. A lot of us who watch the Act Man know this. A lot of us who follow him know this because he talks about the Seahawks quite a bit on Twitter, not really on his YouTube channel. The only time he's talked about the Seahawks on YouTube is when he was on one of Urinating Tree's videos. We all know he's from the Portland, Washington area. Quantum just doesn't want to point it out.
Now, none of this is relevant if you don't know what's going on. He reaches out via Discord, supposedly willing to have a conversation.
Yeah, and I'm sure he was willing to have a conversation. I don't know why you didn't fucking, take him up on his offer. You wouldn't have had to call his mother in the first place if you took him up on his offer.
When that conversation didn't get the result that he was looking for, he then basically plastered, hey, I'm just here to let you know the ramifications. He really loves talking like he's some big hot shot that can really do a whole lot.
He... it's the Act Man. He's the big shot here. He thinks he's a big shot here. Have you met my friend named Kettle Mr. Pot? Pot me kettle. Have you looked in the mirror lately, Quantum? Those are about the best two comparison or jokes that I can provide right now. Wow. You are incredible. This motherfucker isn't just insane. He's fucking tone deaf. You haven't even realized yourself on how much of a big shot you act like. You act like you don't need to be you shouldn't be criticized. You think your videos are good enough that nobody should criticize it, or you think you're so good that you shouldn't be on a thumbnail. That you get mad at someone for putting your face in a thumbnail, and you say it's destroying your brand. When if you make good arguments, nobody needs to respond to you. Good arguments never have people respond to them unless they're just ignorant and don't have proper information, or the information that could provide that available to them to make them understand why someone's argument is well constructed. For example, JXC, I talked about him on Monday. He has a great video on his on the way Twitch is with a lot of their streamers. How they constantly watch things without very little reaction, and how annoying it is because for some Twitch streamers, they still like, for example, his videos, or they watch something like MasterChef and say very little in those videos. And it's the same thing when they reacted to his discussion on the matter on his YouTube channel. So you have that. All right. God, where was I going with this? Shit, where was I going? Fuck. Go back. Think. My mind's blanking all of a sudden. This happened Monday. It's happening again. As far as what I was trying to the point across, I just need to take a second, recollect myself. Let me just take a second, reiterate what I was talking about. How JXC, I talked about this on Monday. He made the video talking about people reacting to his stuff. All he was asking for was basically the bare minimum for a reaction. Pause a couple of times, talk about the video, link it into the chat so other people can watch it. And a lot of Twitch streamers weren't doing that. That's kind of what he had an issue with. And they, took it up further by reacting to that video and basically did everything that he pointed out that was bad, all the bad qualities of their Twitch streams. I need to hear this again.
And in the end, really basically plastered, hey, I'm just here to let you know the ramifications. He really loves talking like he's some big hot shot that can really do a whole...
Yeah, this is so fucking bad. You're the same fucking thing, Quantum, except you actually are that. You say you go around with that attitude that you are a big shot, because why else do you copyright strike people's videos, or at least attempt to copyright strike people's videos? And when they put your face on a thumbnail, or they talk about your videos in their own, and you have such a big problem with that, it's insane to me how you get offended, or you think you're so good, or that you're not deserving of this type of treatment. When in fucking reality, when you're on the internet, we're all subjected to be criticized. No YouTuber, no Twitch streamer, no social media person is higher than another. We all are basically equal people. And the reason why I say this is because I'll use myself as an example. I could drop dead one day, and the world will keep spinning by. Nothing changes. The world stays the same. The grass grows green, the sky stays blue, nothing changes. So no one person is more special than another, especially here on the internet. Because here on the internet, we're not fighting finding a cure to cancer. We're not soldiers fighting a war to protect our country. We're just people who share our opinions, or we share creative things on the internet. Excuse me. It doesn't matter about, all of our, at the end of the day, really, to be honest, all of our arguments, all of our conflicts here, they're not as meaningful as something as, let's say, let's just use this big one because this has been one that's going on for the last month or so. Ukraine fighting off Russia. This conflict between Ackman and Quantum TV is nothing compared to the loss of life in Ukraine. And even though I did say, people will die, the world will continue to spin, nothing changes. At the same time, which is more important? The lives of people in Ukraine that are being threatened, or one YouTuber's bitch fit over another's? Point that I was trying to make is simply that. Point being, there's more important things to discuss. This isn't really one of them. In terms of what we do as a career, then yeah, you could probably see this as like priority number one. If you don't look at the bigger picture, you can find this as priority number one. And that's kind of just what I wanted to say. I'm still going to want to talk about this because this does affect me in some way. Because if Quantum gets away with this, and he's able to copyright strike people, a lot of people are going to lose their ability to make videos here. That's the issue I have with Quantum. Basically, what he's trying to do, the way he approaches things, but through copyright striking people's YouTube videos, he's taking away people's opportunity to make money here. And honestly, that's what I want to do. I want to make money on the platform. And most of it's through just simple sports videos or video games in general. And for someone who's a reactionary YouTuber or commentary, they have every right to be on this platform to make, to comment on things here. They shouldn't have their voice silent, especially in a country where, here in America, your opinion can be whatever it is. And really, you shouldn't be judged to the point of like, oh, get this guy out of here and shit like that. Or not get this guy out of here, but, the way people say cancel or, put this guy, hang this guy, burn this guy, burn the witch and all that shit. That's unnecessary. We're here in this country. You can say whatever you want. You have an opinion on something and you can spread that opinion out. You can be open about your opinion. You shouldn't be silenced. In Russia, you can't talk about Vladimir Putin without his boys, without his like an assassin coming after you. You'll be hunted. In North Korea, you can't talk shit about Kim Jong-un without being, murdered in front of your family or some shit. I don't know if that's true, but I know you can't talk shit about Kim Jong-un as long as you're within, the country of North Korea. Here in America, you can say whatever your opinion is, but that doesn't mean your opinion shouldn't be, discussed, or no one has. Whatever you say, there's nothing anyone else should say about it. We have, while you are open to say whatever you want, we are also able to say or open to say whatever we want. We are allowed to do that, just like you are. And that's something that Quantum TV doesn't understand. He may understand it, but he doesn't fucking act like it. He just thinks my opinion's greater than others, or something like that. It's shit like that that makes it very frustrating to talk about this guy. Like, he doesn't understand that, Ackman is open to talking about your video. You're open to talk about his. But what you're not supposed to do is go around and say, oh, this is my video. You're not allowed to talk about it. I'm going to copyright strike you so that you can't, discuss my videos anymore. It's not going to be allowed. It shouldn't be done. Stupid.
A whole lot. And in the end, it's really just ego. I was just trying to let you know.
Oh, you are one to talk about ego. Holy shit. Let me hear this again.
The ramifications. He really loves talking like he's some big hot shot that can really do a whole lot. And in the end, it's really just ego.
Yeah. Yeah. You have just as much ego, if not more, than the Ackman. Okay? You are very egotistical. You act like you're a hot shot. Have you fucking looked at yourself in the mirror lately? Because if you did, you would see those labels written on your forehead. And you have a big enough forehead that can read out the words egotistical, hotshot, narcissistic, all sorts of stuff.
I was just trying to let you know the ramifications. I'll clean your clock. You better be prepared to sell that red wedding ring on your fucking finger. Your house, your car, your keys, your kids. it's gloating. It's this thing that he's doing when really we're just trying to have a conversation.
Yes, conversation. We're really just trying to have a conversation. At the end of the day, this conversation wouldn't have been necessary if, again, you just let shit go. Someone made a video criticizing your Elden Ring, your take on Elden Ring. You should have just let it go. And I say that because you're the one making a shitty video, not the rest of us. A lot of us will think over what we're about to say before we fucking make the damn thing. You apparently don't get that. You just blurt out whatever without any sort of hesitation.
And the thing for me that is really annoying is past that. Once we try to reach out to him and it goes sideways, I still reach out to him again. Now, I'm trying to find Actman. So what?
Okay, let's hear this again.
Goes sideways. Past that. Once we try to reach out to him and it goes sideways, I still reach out to him again. Now,
why the fuck are you still reaching out to him? Why the fuck would you reach out to him for a second time? Was he still? Because if I look at his social media, he lets us know that he was, that you were, this dude was trying to copyright strike him. Let's see here. Here it is. April 16th, he was talking about a re-review of World at War, which I think now, thanks to this fucknut, we had to wait longer for his re-review on the COD World at War campaign. I was very much looking forward to it because World at War is probably my favorite Call of Duty campaign. In fact, at this point, I'll just say it is. For now, it is. It is my favorite. And now we gotta wait longer for this fucking review to come out. Or re-review to come out because this guy keeps getting in the fucking way of everything. Anyways, on the 18th of April, in fact, you know what? Let me just do this on here instead of using my phone for it because I think that'd be better. This is so annoying how we have to. Can't believe we are stuck having to. We're stuck having to just wait and wait for this video to come out. Would have loved to have seen this video come out, this month. Nah, we gotta fucking wait longer. Alright, let me zoom this in. And we're back up. So, here you see, he was working on a re-review for World at War. Probably delayed thanks to this fucknut. Thanks, Quantum. Appreciate it. Here, he replied to someone about the Halo series on Paramount. Don't know what that is. But let's go further. Hang on. I might be on. Am I still on? Shit, I might be on the wrong one. Yeah, I'm still on tweets and reply. Sorry, everyone. I'm fucking around. Still second ever react stream, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me on this one. Okay, we're back. Alright, so here's the tweet on the 16th. If you look here, this is where 2 days later, he announces to all of us, he lets us know, gives us an update. Quantum was trying to take down his Elden Ring hot takes video, claiming it was copyright infringement. And all he says here is, get fucked, nerd. Stop being such a cunt. Look, your full legal name. He doesn't even give his full fucking name. No link to the video. So he doesn't even link Ackman's video to it. Actually, no. Title of the original video, Elden Ring review. That's his video. That's the video of his original name. He doesn't have the link, and the reason why he doesn't have the link is because he fucking deleted the view. Excuse me. He fucking deleted his own video instead of keeping it up there. And there it is. It appears in your source video. 0 So they can't do shit about it. He tried it, it failed, and he couldn't do it. Quantum TV is threatening me with what I assume to be legal action beyond what YouTube offers. Homie, you better be prepared to sell your house and your wedding ring on your fucking finger if you want to pursue this beyond YouTube. You realize following YouTube support on copyright claims to remove re-uploads failed me, and as a result I'm being labeled as a copyright abuser, right? That I cannot answer for now. That is what Ackman points out in his Act Attorney video. We'll just call it that. It was YouTube support who recommended I copyright claim your video because you re-uploaded clips of my original deleted video long after I deleted it from my channel. How Ackman states in his video, how the fuck does that work? When this is my iteration of what he says, so don't quote it. How the fuck does YouTube support recommend this when you deleted the video anyways? I bet we can't find this anymore because he probably deleted it too. Naturally, that means it was piracy and could be copyright claimed by the original owner, or so they claim, which can't happen because you deleted the original video. So by virtue, you can't do shit about it. I gave them a scolding for bad advice and will seek other options against your piracy of my content. Again, good luck with that because there's not much you can fucking do, you fucking mong. Jesus. Me walking into the courtroom. That's such a good fucking meme. This guy is actually unhinged. Private DMs accomplish nothing. Some men can't be reasoned with. Downloading videos off YouTube equals piracy. Laughing my ass off. You're free to ask. So here's what it was. You're free to ask your question. I don't really have questions. I just want to inform you of the situation. Speak. What did you want to inform me about? You have the floor. And he just doesn't say anything. I guess Ackman didn't fucking have anything to say at the moment because... Oh, look. Actually, you know what? Right here. I believe he was either trying to write something out at some point between 2:14 to 2:38. Since you can't speak, here's your situation. You stole a deleted copyrighted video. Quantum, I don't think you know how copyright works. You know, your video shows no signs of copyright. So you typically, the copyright system, and this is how I've seen it worked. You can make something and put a copyright to it and basically purchase the copyright so that way no one can take it. That's how it would typically work. For example, the creators of Grand Theft Auto, Rockstar Games, they had a game that was going to be made for the PS3 called Agent. It was either for the PS3 or PS4, I don't remember. Agent, they had the name copyrighted and everything. The logo was the trademark logo. They copyrighted the name, all that shit. So no one could use it for their own purpose. The game never came out, so it's technically it's considered by most people as vaporware. But they had recently, as like 2 years ago, they kept purchasing copyright for the name and the trademark of the game logo. So we don't know if they'll ever actually make the game, but they had copyright still years following the fact that they just canceled the creation of the game Agent. So you can buy that stuff. So if Quantum wanted to, he could have purchased the copyright for the video. You know, I'm buying this video. I'm purchasing a copyright for this video so that no one can use it. And at the end of his video, he could have put on the bottom below, copyright this specific year. Let's say, just say 2022, because that's probably when the video came out. Or in fact, it did, because it did come out this year, Elden Ring. This video is copyrighted for 2022 or 2023, so the copyright goes into next year. So that way no one can really use the video. Unless they, alter it. Because that's how you can do it with movies. People take movies and TV shows and they alter the recording. They alter it in a way so that they can't have the videos that they make about it. They're reviewing something. Let's just say live action Bebop. If someone wanted to review it, they would edit the footage so where Netflix couldn't sue them for copyright infringement. Because they did enough to make it considered fair use. Or they just used pictures from the show. So you can do that. I don't care about your opinion on my take, and definitely don't care about your empty threats regarding things none of you understand. I do care about you re-uploading stolen content you acquired from Mischief. If this is your livelihood, I love how this guy fucking can't capitalize on half of the first words in his new sentence. I've noticed since is not capitalized, and if this isn't capitalized, if isn't capitalized. You should know the copyright starts the moment a body of work is published. No, it's the copyright starts the moment you purchase it. You have to purchase a stamp of copyright that basically can go into next year or years down the road. That's basically how copyright works. In fact, let me just to make sure I'm not fucking up, because God heaven forbid I might fuck up this. How does copyright work? All right. Copyright is a collection of rights that automatically vest to someone who creates an original work of authorship, like literary work, song, movie, or software. These rights include the right to reproduce the work, to prepare derivative works, to distribute copies, and to perform and display the work publicly. So that's one of the frequently asked questions on copyright. Do you have to pay for a copyright? The initial filing of a copyright application will cost between $50 and $65 depending on the type of form, unless you file online, which is then only $35. There are special fees for registering a copyright application claim in a group or obtaining additional certificates of registration as well. So there it is. There are special fees for registering a copyright application claim in a group or obtaining additional certificates of registration as well. Let's see. Videos. Let's see if this works. Copyright management. Let's go here. Yep, here it is. Copyrighted to the person who created and then. So this is very crucial that I don't think Quantum understood right here. And then uploaded them onto YouTube. So the video is copyrighted to the person, and then they have to who creates the video, and they keep the video and they upload it. Once that video is down, YouTube's copyright system doesn't fucking count with it, and that's the problem that Quantum TV doesn't understand. He talks about how the video of his, he's gonna take Ackman to court or some shit. Because his videos are copyrighted, but they're only copyrighted through YouTube if you created the video and uploaded it and kept the video up. Once you take the video down, YouTube's copyright system doesn't really fucking work with it. You can't do shit about it. And here's the thing. While it says here, but you should never re-upload, what it means, and I don't think Quantum understands this, when you say but you should never re-upload it, it's referring to re-uploading it one for one. So let's say, for example, Quantum TV keeps his first part of his Elden Ring review up. If someone records it and then immediately uploads it to their own channel, that can be considered copyright. But since the Act Man not only edited the footage to avoid copyright infringement and make it considered fair use, not only did he do that, but Quantum deleted his own video, so it no longer counts as copyright. And here's another one, claim it as your own. Ackman does not claim the video that he uses from Quantum, he doesn't claim it as his own. He never said it. How do you legally use copyright videos on YouTube? If you want to legally use copyrighted music on YouTube, you'll have to go out and get approval from the original creator in order to use it. So that's just YouTube. But I'm not talking about YouTube. I'm talking about videos. If a copyright owner submits a valid DMCA complaint through our web form, we take down that video and apply a copyright strike. If a user gets 3 copyright strikes in 90 days, their account along with any associated channels will be terminated. So, if you have the right to use copyright protected material in your video, give your video's title and URL to the original copyright owner. Well, Actman can't really do that when the video itself is no longer there, can he? So there's a lot of interesting stuff about the copyright system. Basically, and once again, Actman didn't do anything wrong. He basically followed the rules. He edited the footage to where it wasn't anything like the original video. Okay, he did that. While he did keep the video itself in there, he changed enough of it to where it wasn't the same video one for one in his review or in his discussion about, Quantum's video on Elden Ring. It wasn't the same video one for one. There was enough change about it to make the video avoid any sort of copyright. Oh my god, my throat is getting fucking parched, holy shit. Okay, let's see. Let's keep going because this video or this stream is already almost 2 hours long. I'm kind of just done. This fuck. It's getting to the point where it's getting annoying.
Now, I'm trying to find Actman. So what would you do as a human being if you're trying to find somebody who is hiding behind a stage name, the Actman? Well, you're going to look into them.
First of all, I wouldn't really be looking for someone. For starters, I wouldn't want to try and look for the person and bother the person. I wouldn't want to do that. Let's just put that out there. I wouldn't want to do that.
It's not real hard to find him at all. You can Google him right now and you can get all of the same information I did. It's not hard, okay? There's no law being broken, and everything I found on him was public record at that point, okay? So once you have public record, I literally call the first number associated with his legal name. The first...
Why are you going to him through his legal name and phone number? What the fuck is wrong with you? Just email the guy or leave him alone because he's probably done. He was already done with that shit. He has other videos he's working on. He's trying to redo another review on COD World at War. So clearly he has other projects in the works, and because you keep fucking bothering him, he has to postpone these videos, which prevents us, his fans, or people who enjoy his content, from watching it. Sorry, my parents just came back. They were eating lunch with my aunts and a couple of my cousins.
Number I called was disconnected. Well, that's not going to work. I need to contact him. He's doing a lot here. His fans are attacking me. They're
he is not responsible for his fucking fans, especially when he doesn't incite them, say, hey, go after this guy for me. Let's rally together and kick this guy off the internet. He just wants it himself. He personally just doesn't want you on YouTube. And it's up to the rest, and it's for us as his fans. We have to choose whether we're okay with this or not. And most of us seem to just don't want you here. We don't want you here. Like it's not that difficult, is it? Is it that difficult to recognize who or who may not want you here? Is it that hard? Seriously?
Destroying my website. They're destroying my comment section, all because of his claims here, okay? And maybe he doesn't understand what it's progressed into, right? The kind of monetary loss in the real world that it even has led to, and some other things. He probably doesn't know. Give him the benefit of the doubt, right? Nobody's trying to hurt anybody on YouTube, of course. Surely that's not his goal here, right? So I thought. So let's play a game. How many times did I actively ask his mother to pass me off to him? Because truth be told, I never wanted to talk to her in the first place. The entire reason of the call was reaching out to him, to try to get a hold of him, to try to resolve things, right? To settle differences and move on with our content.
Which Ackman was trying to do himself. That's why he didn't want to talk to you anymore. He was done with your shtick. He was done with your shit. He was over it. He wanted to move on. You kept pushing it. You kept poking the bear. I have a can of soda that's half empty. I need to drink that. I'll be right back. Oh, let me cut out my mic. And we're back. Alright, let's keep going with this. Fuck. I fucked up.
Right? How many times,
Got my
honestly, ask yourself, play the recording back, turn up your headphones if you got to, okay, so you can hear the audio. How many times did I ask for her to transfer me to him?
I don't think he understands. You called her because you wanted to talk to him. You don't have to say you transfer, but the intent is still there. You still want to talk to the guy. Alright, so I'm going to have to turn up the volume, guys. Don't worry. It's my eardrums that are going to bleed from this. Y'all probably won't. In fact, actually, where can I go to fix this issue? Alright, let's try this.
I'm calling on behalf of Quantum TV. Your son has been making a string of really defamatory posts about things he doesn't necessarily understand, and I want to try to talk about this. I'm trying to avoid any kind of litigation or lawsuit by talking.
Okay, my ears are going to probably die.
Is there any
listening to
way
this.
I can get in contact with him? Public records.
Before I continue this, I just want to let you guys know I'm going to play this entire thing out because it's on max volume. In fact, I actually need to pay attention to when he gets out of this because my ears will probably fucking die the second he comes back to his regular audio. Because fuck me, he could not get anything better than his goddamn security office. I'm restarting because I want to let this whole thing play out. I'm not going to say a word while this goes on. I'm not going to say anything. Alright.
Is this his mother? I'm calling on behalf of Quantum TV. Your son has been making a string of really defamatory posts about things he doesn't necessarily understand, and I want to try to talk about this. I'm trying to avoid any kind of litigation or lawsuit by talking things out. So, is there any way I can get in contact with him? Public records. Well, the issue is what? Your son is essentially sending a bunch of people after my business, which is I'm a YouTuber in the same respect, but he's making threats of being able to cancel my content and stuff based off of tweets and posts that he's getting from other people, none of which are true, which YouTube will be able to ascertain, but these are now becoming libel claims. And I want to be able to, I guess, talk to him to kind of mediate this out so that we don't have to go to court over it. Because the damages that he's causing are quite substantial in monetary value. My YouTubes are about television reviews. I'm a bigot. I'm a homophobe. I'm committing penalty under perjury. Copyright abuse, as he uses third-party software to download my content off of my channel and then repost it after I delete it. Piracy isn't a victimless crime, as we know. By any means, if he's available to talk, or you're the guardian for him, I'd imagine, I can send over a cease and desist letter from my lawyer. I mean, this is to the point where it's getting out of hand. Yeah, I mean, if you can talk to him, because listen. I'm not devoid of reason, okay? I understand that we all have families and we all have opinions about things online, and that can be frustrating sometimes. He's under the misassumption that, A, I was trying to sue him to begin with because of this content. I was just looking into options to stop him from taking my content down. That's really all this is about. I did a video game review. He disagreed with it. His friends gave him my content, and they're basically sharing it all over the internet, making fun of my face and my image and my brand, and lying about my results of my professional work, and it's getting to the point where it's affecting me on a monetary level. And it's something that's not necessary. Correct, yes. And this is the number, so you can, of course, call back and with Quantum TV as the contact if need be. My name, at this point in time, I'm pretty sure he already has that information through copyright claims. I mean, at this point, I want to limit the amount of information that we're giving out because I don't plan on doing a whole lot if not necessary. You know what I mean? Well, if we're being completely honest here, your son is causing a lot of damages to my brand and to my reputation. And frankly, I really don't want to confirm on a phone call, which may or may not be recorded. I have no idea who I am or what my intentions are entirely. Well, I mean, if you're comfortable with it, you can give him my phone number, and me and your son can have a conversation. No malice or anything behind this. I'm sorry. I've actually never talked to him on the phone before. No, he's just primarily been going after YouTube, and again, I'm. Go ahead. Oh, he'll know exactly who I am. Absolutely. Yeah, the phone number is the one I'm calling you from. Oh, I got it. So this is like a landline. Oh, then why do you need me to write it down? That's weird. Can't you look at the logs? It's not. It's not a prank call. This isn't a game. I'm not sitting here to cause trouble for anyone. So the only reason I don't want to give out my name is because again, your son is causing trouble for me, and that's the whole reason for this call to begin with. And I want the trouble to stop and him to go back to making his video game videos, leaving me and my income and my livelihood and what we do in the real world away from what he's trying to drag in with all these claims of homophobia and a string of stuff. You can just go ahead and ask him. Now, again, it's understandable that they think that they understand some things, but the level he's taking it to is a bit extreme. And that's why I'm calling. Yeah, I just want him to leave me alone. He's harassing the hell out of me, really, if I'm being quite honest with you, ma'am. And I think at this point, it's to a point where if he doesn't stop, my only choice would be legal action. And I don't really like to go that route. It's not that I don't have the ability to go that route. I'd rather not drag a family through the mud given the times and the current status of the world. You understand what I mean? Like, we all have families and stuff we're trying to accomplish. So I'm not trying to derail anybody's livelihoods with something that could easily be talked out. So I'm trying to be the reasonable party, at least reach out. Be civil. No, no. The number that I got for him was basically disconnected, so I couldn't call him directly. Okay? Just tell him Quantum TV gave him a call, and if he wants, he can give a call back. Oh, I'm the owner. Absolutely, he'll be talking to me. Okay? Yeah, sure. All right, bye. Hello, Quantum TV. No, you're good. This is an actual contact for Quantum TV. You can call me anytime. It's legit. All right, bye.
Everyone is extremely easily fooled by rumors, and I'm not.
All right. So, if you notice, she called him back. All right. She called him back. How the fuck does this man go through an entire conversation, technically two conversations, and knowing that he's in a place where he can't just send out the audio of the other person's end without their consent? If he knows this, why doesn't he ask? If he had asked and we could hear his mother talk, it would go a long ways away to helping his case. Which is why it's hard to believe, what the fuck was being said in this. Who knows what was going on the other end. It's just like it's insane because it's like, okay, you know the rules, you understand it, you recognize it, but there are ways, but why aren't you following them? In the terms of, you can't just upload their end of the audio without their consent, so why aren't you asking them? Doesn't that make a lot? Am I crazy? Am I a psychopath? Should I be in an insane asylum because my idea just doesn't make any sense? Does it not compute with anyone else? Like, the fuck? Why don't you ask her for her consent to use her audio? It just doesn't add up. It's so weird. Anyways, I'm gonna let the audio continue because I'm about to tweet something on Twitter.
Impervious to this. Sometimes if you see something that's outlandish and crazy, you might believe it. So I'm going to give everyone here maybe the benefit of the doubt. Not that many people deserve that, especially since no one has been fair about this entire situation. But let's just give you an olive branch and pretend you honestly didn't know any of this. Let's also then pretend that you didn't hear me in my public statement video, which is still live on this channel, disavow my hacked tweets.
Why did you do this 4 years ago? Did you clear the air 4 years ago with this? Because apparently some of these tweets are as long as 4 years ago. So why didn't you do it then? I'm sorry. I'm being very quiet because I'm about to finish wrapping up this tweet. I'm gonna show it in a minute, guys. What I'm basically tweeting out. It's basically what I commented on his YouTube channel. It's just not going to be in the photo. I'm Xing it out so people can find it themselves. Alright, tweet's done. I'm going to show you guys right now. Basically what I just pointed out. If Ackman doesn't see it, I don't really care, but I added him to it. I added him along with it. And 1 second. Yeah. There it is. Because I feel like there's going to be people on Twitter who don't notice this. So I just kind of wanted to point this out here, right now. Also, I fucking misspelled. I meant to say something really isn't adding up here. But you get the point. And that's the attachment tweet I made for it. If Ackman doesn't care for it, you know, it's whatever. But I just wanted to point that out while I was here. I'm gonna black out that. Alright, sorry about that, everyone. We can look at a couple. We can keep looking at the tweets that were made of Quantum while we're at it before I go back to the rest of the video. Because honestly, I don't have much else to do today. So we can look at this a little bit. I would like the copyright videos removed. That's why I'm looking into, again, doesn't add a capital T. That's why I'm looking, also no apostrophe. That's why I'm looking into other options against your piracy. Like I said, YouTube support advised me that filing a copyright claim against you was the best way to remove the re-uploaded content. It's not false flag, it's a YouTube support recommendation. I explored all options against your behavior here. If you're a professional, act like it. Does your livelihood protected? You may be used to stealing from others, but I will fight you on this, especially since I held a legitimate federal copyright. Seeing how you shared my deleted video, you took a huge risk. I don't know what Ackman says after that, but I bet he probably just said, like, bring it on, bitch. Oh, even look. Oh, actually, you know what? He had an attachment. I completely forgot. Look at this. Here's what I sent him and left it at that. So he was done, basically, afterwards. The long and short of it, Quantum, you have no case. My video is undoubtedly fair use as are the other videos many people have made on you. I think your ego is massively out of control, and that's where it's all coming from. You have no idea what you'd be in for if you were to pursue this further. For your sake, you need to let this go and move on. I'm not saying to intimidate or threaten you. I'm saying this because you seem to honestly believe you're in the right. Abusing the copyright system on YouTube is grounds for potential channel termination. You have been doing that quite a lot. Among other things, evidence we have on you, I think channel termination is a very likely possibility should I decide to go to that route. If you could somehow find a lawyer dumb enough to take this case, any competent judge would throw the case out. If by miracle of God you managed to take me to trial, I would win everything. The entire internet would be on my side, and you would continue to make a fool of yourself. The amount of money you have to waste to even get to this point would be immense. You have no case. You are wrong about fair use. You don't understand it. Your narcissism runs so deep, you are blind to that. Law doesn't change depending on what Quantum TV thinks about them, no matter how great, amazing, and perfect you are. Your claims will not hold up. The entire internet is already against you. Any further action you decide to pursue will only hurt you in the end. It will be a complete waste of time that drains your bank account and potentially destroy any semblance of a community you have on the internet. That's the reality of the situation. If you want to charge right ahead down that path, I'll see you in court. So he says all this, and he says afterwards, here's what I sent him, and left it at that. That's Ackman. He stopped. He didn't want to do anything else. The meme. And some ordinary gamer, he made a video about how the copyright system on YouTube. He points this out. He left it at, when he said, oh, and by the way, when he says he left it at that, we can all assume he was done talking to him. I'm sure this is just basically him going further into detail. Like, he's even pointing this shit out. Like, bro, you do realize what you just done, right? You might have fucked yourself up. Anyways, enough of this shit. Let's go back to the actual video because I don't want to be here all day just talking about this fuck nut. I actually want to do something else today.
You also didn't know that I said repetitively, that in 2018 I've been hacked on a mass scale. And my public statement video, which is still live on this channel, disavow my hacked tweets. Let's then pretend that you also didn't know that I said repetitively, that in 2018 I've been hacked on a mass scale. Had to install moderators. It was an ugly thing where I lost a lot of accounts, multiple devices and stuff like that, and these were main accounts. My YouTube...
That was my soda can.
Thing where I lost a lot of accounts, multiple devices and stuff like that, and these were main accounts. My YouTube channel, all kinds of shit. And you have to work to get those things back, one by one, because, you know, that's what happens when somebody wants to hack you, impersonate you, type things out. And let's just pretend for a second here, okay?
You eventually got the account back. Why the fuck, the second you get your account back, isn't your main goal not to delete all those things that someone might have said in your place? Why is that not your first goal? I understand you said that you had medical problems and, you know, you had, you know, degenerative nerve issue, but you are married. Your wife could have done it for you. She could have deleted the messages for you. She could have, you know, helped you type out. And, hey everyone, just to let you know, I had a lot of my accounts hacked, and whoever hacked them said a lot of nasty, terrible things on my account. I want to let you guys know I would have never said those things. I'm so sorry that you guys assumed otherwise about me. I did not mean for this to happen. I promise this, something like this will never happen again, and I hope we can all move on from this. You know, just some sort of update. Hey, I was hacked. These messages that were on my social media accounts were not from me. They were never made by me. I would have never made them. And then you go on to delete them as soon as possible. Why the fuck didn't you do that? That would have gone a long ways away. You probably would have kept all your original account. You would have kept your, you know, you wouldn't have to delete your Twitter. It's only when Review Tech USA or whoever it was that was looking over them started to look back at your past. That's when you decide to suddenly delete all those tweets or, all that stuff, or just delete the account in general. None of this shit adds up. Or not add up. None of it sounds logical. Like a logical person, even under, extreme health conditions, once they finally are, no longer bedridden, they're saying, okay, I need to clear my name as soon as possible. First second they get a laptop or a phone, they're going to let everyone know what happened. And they're going to delete all the nasty tweets that were said in their place. Whoever the hacker was, they would have said them. In that moment.
Horrible human being. Why on God's green earth, if you genuinely felt that way, would you not report me to the authorities? Right? Because, let's be real,
Because it's the fucking internet. The authorities have very little control of what people say on the internet. All they can do, listen, most of the time, if someone gets doxxed, and, there have been reports of people being doxxed and being killed as a result because some jackass knew the location of where they live. It's only after that, the person who doxed that individual is eventually tracked by the authorities. The nearest, local police county is informed that this person may be living in this area. You need to find them because they just doxed someone and they're now dead. They need to be arrested in what I think is second or third degree murder, something like that. They are a part of someone being murdered. We're going to arrest the guy who killed him. He's going to be charged for first degree. And then you're going to go after this guy. You're going to charge him for, I think it is second. I don't remember. I got to look this up real quick. Because I think second degree or third degree is like, you kind of helped it out. Second degree murder. All right, so that's for a murder that's not premeditated or murder that is caused by the offender's reckless conduct. There's third degree. We got to do third degree. Oh shit, hold on. Third degree murder definition. Yeah, okay. So doxing would be considered, I think, a third degree murder because it says here, third degree murder occurs when a dangerous act that's committed leads to the death of someone, even though there's no intention to kill. If you dox someone, the people will know where that person lives, and someone with a gun or some sort of violent weapon like a knife, for example, a machete, could storm into their house because they know where they live and kill them on the spot. Because you doxed them, that individual is now dead. You need to be arrested on charges of third degree murder due to the fact you doxed someone. So, anyways, about this whole thing, why didn't you just, file a police report? Clearly, the Act Man has, he's making jokes about it, but for all intents and purposes, if we're talking about him being serious, he probably is going to the police. He's probably been to the police to talk about this. Say, hey, is there any way that I can have some semblance of police protection for my family because someone may or may not know where I live because they dox my family? There's a lot of avenues to take when it comes to the authorities. But in the terms of, why didn't you call the police on this? It's not much they can fucking do outside of searching for, especially when, how to put this? There's not much they can do, especially when, the person themselves who doxed, has their address in, it's hard to find where they live. Or, it will take a while. Even if the authorities do provide assistance, it will take some time. As I said, they'll have to scope you out, look where you live, and then they'll have to contact the local authorities, the local police station there in the county that this dude lives in, and say, hey, this guy lives here, need to arrest him. Need to arrest him and investigate him and interrogate him. Take him in for questioning. Something like that.
Man is saying that I am threatening a woman here, okay? This is a serious crime. He was so enraged by it. He never reported it to the police once. Wouldn't that make
Because there's not much you can go off of when it's on the internet. So the police really wouldn't, act upon it. They would have to wait until some semblance of movement was made, Doxing, information about the address of where his mother lives is actually out there, that type of stuff. Someone maybe, talks on social media about how they're in the area and they may have like a picture of a gun or something, It's shit like that would get the police's attention. Outside of meaningless threats on the internet, there's not much you can go off of besides that. There's not really much you can talk to the police for. He would just have to go in, talk to them, and hope that they say, let's go check this out. Let's see what's up with this,
make news? That would make news. Celebrity YouTuber has his family threatened by another YouTuber. That would make the news. Funny how that didn't happen, right? Because no threats were lodged. Funny how on his very same Twitter, his own fans asked him, hey, can you show us exactly what he said? Never.
Out of curiosity, we may see screenshots of him actually messaging your mother. Not saying it didn't happen, but if he actually did, he deserves any punishment heading his way. We may not agree eye to eye always, but you're still a respected figure on YouTube, and I respect that. Well, it's kind of difficult when it's a phone call. There's not much for screenshots. I think what Ackman is, his response, again, I think I said this earlier, if he was able to find his mother's phone number, God knows he might also know where they live. That's probably why he took it as an offense of doxing rather than, something else, something less, something not as bad as doxing, if there even is such a thing. Something, discreet, something bad, but it's not doxing level. So, in other terms, other than that, again, there's not much to go off of if it's a phone call. And it's not like his mother recorded it. The only one who has the recording is Quantum. And unless he chooses to go against the law or call his mother for a third time, unfortunately, because he didn't fucking ask the first two times, as to, hey, can I have your consent? Am I allowed? Can I have permission to share your end of the audio of our auditorial conversation on the internet? Can you consent to that? If he doesn't do that, we have no fucking way of knowing what she actually said or if the conversation was real, even if he was trying to hide his family.
Responded because there is no.
Hold on. By the way, he says family, but all we know is that he's married. Does he actually have a child that he didn't want to be shown on the audio or on the security camera? Because, by the way, you could have blurred the kid. If the kid shows up on your screen, he could have blurred it. And when you listen closely to the audio, because now, it's here in the stream without any sort of distraction. At least I try to make it without any sort of distraction. You can hear back and you don't hear shit in the background, as though he was just by himself in that house.
Text message correspondent. It never happened. It was only one phone call for me ever, and one phone call from his mother back to me. That's all that happened. But he felt so threatened by the fact that I'm not backing down that was the
because he was fucking done with it. You kept pushing it. You're the one who's pushing it. That's what he doesn't seem to understand. You can say all this, oh well, he's so threatened because I won't back down that he had to go to this extent. The fucking Act Man clearly stated in his tweet, and I just showed the tweet, that he sent you one message and he didn't want to talk to you anymore after that. That was it. That was that one message, the one where it's like, see you in court. That was it. He let that be. He didn't want to talk to him anymore. The only reason why there was more tweets about the situation was because he wanted to point out what fucking ramifications are going towards Quantum TV's direction. That by potentially abusing the copyright system on YouTube, his channel could be terminated for a second time. It could be terminated for a second time, and he has no one else to blame on himself because he kept poking the bear. He kept pushing shit. At least in the
moment, he just made up in his mind, we're going to lie, we're going to manipulate everyone, and we're going to give a call to action. All act bros
Again.
unite for my mother's honor.
Again, he's talking about the he's talking about the dude he calls Act Bro. They're Act Brothers. Act Bros unite for the honor of Act Mother. Why the fuck would I consider his mother? Why would I be considered an Act Bro? Like, what the fuck? I'm just a fan of the Act, man. I want to consider myself that. It's
Honor?
foolish. That's for him and his
Your
brother's
mother's
side.
honor, man? Really? That's where we're going with this?
It's a fucking joke, you fuck. Oh my god, you ignorant imbecile. It's a fucking joke. Like, that's something, that's like some Oblivion like shit. Like, that's something you would get in a medieval video game like Oblivion or Skyrim or, just any of that shit, Brothers unite in the honor of the mother of, whatever the fuck. I haven't played, never really played a Bethesda game, but I kind of know some of the references, like from Oblivion. Stop! You have violated the law. Oh man, how much more is it? Oh shit, I got so much to do. 13 more minutes of this shit.
Let's call this what it really is. All the people that you've seen uniting against me making content about how horrible I am are either fans of Act Man or all the people making those videos, or the people who are making those videos have a reputation of making their money on YouTube with controversy. So it is a conflict of interest for them to constantly stir the pot, bully and harass everyone.
Okay, I think it's safe to say a lot of these individuals, and I'm playing benefit of the doubt here, as far as not on Quan's side, whatever the fuck. A lot of these individuals only stir the pot when, in his terms, stir the pot when it's something that shows signs of seriousness, as far as on YouTube. Obviously, in the real world, this is nothing compared to what's going on out there. But in terms of YouTube, this is a serious conversation that needs to be had about the DMCA, copyright abuse, all that shit. Like, for example, Rags. He only really makes videos when it's something severely controversial. For example, he just made a video, the video we're gonna watch on this guy. If it's even possible at this point, because I'm taking so much time into doing this shit. But it's my fucking dog. I can hear scratching at the door. Anyways, Rag hadn't made a video in like 8 months. And the only reason why he made a video was because Extra Credits made another shitty video of their own. So he reacted to it. Say what you want, that they only do it when it's, controversial stuff, or to keep stir. They don't stir the pot constantly, especially for someone like Rags. He's only here for like the big shit. And then he just goes into hibernation, basically, since he's a dog.
Griffin Gaming, Review Tech USA, Asm Gold, Rags. There isn't a single person.
Well, right there, you mentioned Rags. Even though Rags hadn't made a video for 8 months. 8 months without a video, he comes back to make this one to talk about your stupid ass.
And you can think of on the internet right now that is talking about this issue that is not making money off of controversy clicks. That's their bread and butter. And they don't care where the controversy comes from, because controversy sells. They need it to live. If it were coming out that Quantum TV is actually innocent, God, that would destroy their credibility and their reputation behind their takedown journalism. They're not going to own the fact that they're wrong on any of this stuff. They're going to run with the fact that their friend shared them hacked tweets. If it wasn't really you, Quantum, well, why, as I'm live streaming it, did you start deleting things? As they, again, ignored the part and many of the public responses I put out where I said I never even knew there was a backlog for Twitter until they started nastily live streaming it to slander and slam me because of my...
How the fuck have you been on the internet for this long and you didn't know that people can find your tweets through a backlog? What the fuck is wrong with you? How do you not know this shit? Anyone who uses social media knows that a backlog can be accessed. It's how people find shit on people from years ago. And while it is weird to do that in many cases, the reason why they're doing that is because they want to let everyone know that this guy isn't perfect. Just want to let you guys know this guy said some weird things in the past, or probably did some weird things in the past. So don't hold your horses on thinking he's the greatest thing alive. He or she has a history of some pretty fucked up things or said some fucked up things. You gotta be open to this and accept it as this person. The only reason why some people don't believe it or don't care for it is because they're blind to it. They have tunnel vision to it. They don't want to believe that stuff. I believe the fact that Ackman said some fucked up things in the past. But what I respect about Ackman is that he owns up to it and says, yeah, I said that shit. I was a fucking idiot back then and I said that shit. The problem everyone has, and I said this on Monday, I'll say it again. The problem everyone has with Quantum is that, and this, I think, and now can think of two things. The first thing was for Monday, it's now that you're deleting them. It's now that you figure out, even though you've been on the internet for this long, how do you not know this after this long? And two, your timing is lousy and shit. Okay? Your timing is terrible. You only figured this out the moment everyone is streaming. So now you have to delete them while someone is streaming it. That's an issue. That's not something you want to have happen. That's really bad timing. That's the type of that your timing couldn't be any worse than that. Is to figure out, oh, there's a backlog. There people can see all the nasty tweets from my past. I better go on and delete them. They're streaming anyways. Oh, who cares? That's all I'm gonna say for that at this point.
My opinion of Elden Ring, and to dig up something else that they thought they knew. Slam me because of my opinion of Elden Ring, and to dig up something else that they thought they knew. And we can see proof of this because
yes, we have plenty of proof of your Elden Ring reviews and how shit they were. People keep will eventually re-upload them. I feel like they're just waiting to pull the trigger because they don't want you to go around throwing a copyright strike, even though you deleted your own videos when you could have just kept them up.
I've been on YouTube for years. They've made claims of being big.
If you've been on YouTube for years, then you've probably been on Twitter for years. You've been on social media for years. You should know the shit that everyone else knows about backlogs, about the fact that you were hacked and you said nothing at the time. You say nothing about it at the time. You didn't say anything about you say you made a video about your past, but that was a month ago at this point in time, a month ago. You don't talk about it, you don't say I made this video about 3-4 years ago about me being hacked and what it was like and everything. It was terrible. I talked about how bad, being hacked was. Go check out this video. Like a rational person would have thought, I need to make a statement about me being hacked and, what might have led to the hack happening and all that sort of stuff. He doesn't do it. And that's kind of the issue I have here is that, you only mention it now. You didn't mention it in the past when this stuff is, still relevant,
Big dogs.
Let me break this down for you. So, you get hacked. Someone says vile, disgusting things in his place on the internet, using his name and his likeness. Okay, he eventually gets the account back. At that point in time, is it not sensible to immediately announce that this happened, that you were hacked, that you had no control over what you said at this point on social media and on the internet, that you had to get help from Facebook and Twitter and YouTube support teams to get your stuff back? Doesn't that make sense that you had to wait a bit and then you finally got your account back? You pause any of your production. You take the day to explain to everyone in some format that, hey, I got hacked. All my social media channels got hacked. Even all the way to my Xbox and PlayStation accounts, they were hacked. Whoever hacked me said terrible things about in my name, using my name, my likeness, and said awful, nasty things using my accounts. That wasn't me. I never would say this stuff. These screenshots are the only evidence that this ever happened because I'm deleting the post because I didn't say it myself, so it should not be on my channel, my Twitter account, my Facebook page. That type of stuff. It's not that difficult. Instead, you only explained it a month ago. You only talked about it a month ago. So we only have what to go on from a month ago. It doesn't add up. See, if he had talked about it, like revisiting his time being hacked, it would be more believable. It would be more credible. you see, you have to act in the moment. In this case, you have to act in the moment so that down the road, you eventually, if this stirs up any controversy, you can explain to everyone and remind everyone, hey, remember, I was hacked 4 years ago. I'm going to talk about it again because you guys probably don't know what it's like to be hacked. And I kind of want to explain, the horrors and what awful things go on, when you get hacked. Like, that's something I would have done. If I get hacked, I'm going to let everyone know that it happened at the moment. And eventually I'm going to revisit the time when I was hacked. That makes sense, right? It just kind of does make sense, doesn't it?
This because I've been on YouTube for years. They've made claims of being big dogs to terminate my channel. Review Tech USA was the first in all of this to threaten, and I've got a contact at YouTube, Ninjician, who wants to pretend that he's somehow not involved in this, as we know he's one of the people sharing information in this. Wants to come out and then say things like, oh no, I've never tried to dox him. I have proof that he has. Of course, I can't give proof out without doxing myself. He knows that, so he plays the card. But everyone involved has had a history of trying to slander and destroy my reputation for various reasons. For Ninjician, he wants to be able to establish himself as a professional calibrator. For everyone else, they want the drama clicks. They want the money. And the thing is, not a single one of them can definitively 100% show anything of me on video or anything prove on video that I'm typing or anything, any of this shit. It's just all hearsay.
I have no proof? You say I have no proof? Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. You think we don't have proof of this shit? You don't think we have proof of you, Quantum? Alright, let's see. Let's see. Let's take a second. Let's go find this. Let's go find the very thing you said. Hang on, guys. I need a second because I'm just going to have to look up the Ackman's video again. Funny enough, Ackman didn't even need this type of attention to be a popular YouTuber. It just so happens that this is just some unhinged shit. So he doesn't think we can't find any evidence of him saying something nasty, huh? I can show it if I can get through these goddamn advertisements. Here it is. Found it.
Scumbag, you filthy casual.
At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man. At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man. At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man.
Why am I?
Kill yourself.
You're a scumbag, you filthy. For players who think every game is fucking easy, and if you aren't one of those players, then you are a scumbag, you filthy casual.
At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man. At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man. At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man.
There you have it. He didn't think we can find something nasty about him? What the fuck was that? What is that, Quantum? Because someone thinks you're just a filthy casual, you gotta tell them they gotta go kill themselves. Their method, however they see fit. He's gonna, oh, by the way, he's gonna mention this shit too in the video. He's gonna talk about how, people talk about that clip. Well, the clip is important. That's the one clip I honestly need to fucking just destroy like half his arguments. Oh, name a time I said something terrible. What the fuck was that just now? Shit. I just fucking showed it.
He did this because my friend said he did that, and we can prove that at the time it was live streaming, he had access to his Twitter. Yeah, dude, it's 2022. I got that shit back, which I clearly said again in public responses. And this demand.
So why didn't you delete them at the time? Once you got it back, you should have immediately deleted your fucking tweets. That's any sensible person, any logical person would have done. Any normal, any logical, intelligent, sensible person would see that if I keep these tweets up, I'm going to be ratted out as a dirty asshole, scumbag, piece of shit. I got to delete these tweets and let everyone know this wasn't me. And that I was hacked. Okay? And here's the thing. Even if that is the case, you say you've been on YouTube for years and years, God knows what your past was like. God knows what you said before your old channel got deleted. You probably could have said some raunchy, nasty, disgusting things and meant that shit. Never joked about it, but mean every single ounce of anything terrible.
For me to come on camera time and time again and to explain everything away as if I'm some guilty person and that there's some authority, there's some governing body I need to answer to.
Well, you're not explaining enough, and at the same time, you're getting pissed at us because you won't explain it, enough. You barely explain, and then you don't explain it enough essential. So it really doesn't work out in your favor, Quantum. Your approach, very poor, very terrible. Oh my God.
Is ridiculous. And when you fail to answer to them, they will crucify your reputation, as they have done, with repetitive, harassing uploads about your character and who you are as a human being. When every single live stream and every single video I've ever posted has been about television shit. We're talking about TVs, man. Video games, products, giving opinions on reviewers that say things like Vincent did about products. We're not sitting here going down some rabbit hole of who we hate and why we hate people. That's not what we do here. And they're trying to paint that picture and failing miserably and being pissed that they're failing, because that would be delicious click money for them. So, listen, the people are doing this because they want to pass harassment off as criticism. They want to teach me a lesson for telling them no and fighting back against them stealing other people's content. They want to feel as though because I'm unwilling to provide YouTube with a lawsuit to legal or anything prove.
I'm going back because I'm not saying anything and I want to hear everything just to make sure. For those of you who don't know, I think I showed it, that I commented to one of his things on his video. For all of his constant responses, he hasn't said shit to my response. And here's the thing. The person who commented, and I'm about to make this a part of my tweet as well, because in the tweet, I showed that the comment was made 4 hours ago at this point in time. Quantum TV's replies were exactly 4 hours ago as well. Mine was an hour ago. He hasn't said shit. And if he lives in the East Coast, or in the Central, then it's not even nighttime right now. He should have been able to respond at some point. Like, and don't give me some bullshit. He responded in the same 4 hour span as the person ISF Pro. Let me be very clear with this as well. Let's give me a second. I'm gonna show exactly what the fuck I'm talking about, because this doesn't fucking add up with this. Oh, actually, you know what? I can't really show it without refreshing the page. And the reason why is because it still shows 2 hours. On my phone, it's been 4 hours since the comment's been made. So I'm going to have to refresh it. Okay, so the time is 19 minutes and 8 seconds into the video. 19 minutes, 8 seconds into the video. Okay, I fixed it. Let's take a second. Let's just zoom in a little bit, just to get the point across. And let's go here. All right. I want everyone to pay attention, because this probably fucking, solves a lot of shit. ISF Pro said this 4 hours ago. Quantum replied twice. I don't know why he needed to reply twice when he could have just edited the first comment. He replied 4 hours ago. So he replied in the same 4 hour span as that person. So, where's my comment in all this? It's been an hour since I made this. And I said this. I even have the quote tweet towards him. Why didn't you ask her if you can use her end of the audio? Why hasn't no response? Nothing. He hasn't said shit to me. He hasn't said a modicum of anything to me. He's been dead silent for the past hour. I've been streaming for the past hour. He could have easily popped up onto the stream and started talking shit or asked me to get into a Discord call, which I don't have Discord on my laptop, but I'd be more than glad to take up more space on my laptop, space that I use to record, just to talk to this motherfucker, because everything this dude says just doesn't add up. I want him, honestly, if it was up to me, I would tell him, call his mother again. Call his mother for a third time and ask her yourself, can you play the audio from her end of the call? That's the only way I would give him some modicum of belief, or believe anything he said, because I want to hear the whole thing from not just his end, obviously, but her end too. I can hear both of them have the conversation. We don't even need the camera. Just the audio is enough. That's it. All right, let's keep watching this.
And the thing is, not a single one of them can definitively 100% show anything of me on video or anything prove on video that I'm typing or anything, any of this shit. It's just
anything that you typing? What the fuck what are you talking about? Of course we're going to be able to find you typing this stuff. What are you talking about? No one's recording someone else typing something away. No one does that. No one's able to do that because that is such a fast thing to happen. Pulling out the camera and, capturing the stuff. And no one's able to hack something and show off that you're saying this. That doesn't add up. Okay? And even then, I just played audio footage of you and video footage of you saying to someone at the end of the day, go kill yourself. So you clearly are capable of saying some very vulgar things and meaning it. So this doesn't add up to your argument. This doesn't add up to your response.
Or can definitively 100% show anything of me on video or anything prove on video that I'm typing or anything, any of this shit. It's just all hearsay. He did this because my friend said he did that, and we can prove that at the time it was live streaming, he had access to his Twitter. Yeah, dude, it's 2022. I got that shit back, which I clearly said again in public responses. And this demand for me to come on camera time and time again and to explain everything away as if I'm some guilty person and that there's some authority, there's some governing body I need to answer to is ridiculous. And when you fail to answer to them, they will crucify your reputation as they have done with repetitive, harassing uploads about your character and who you are as a human being. When every single live stream and every single video I've ever posted has been about television shit. We're talking about TVs, man. Video games, products, giving opinions on reviewers that say things like Vincent did about products. We're not sitting here going down some rabbit hole of who we hate and why we hate people. That's not what we do here. And they're trying to...
No, you're right. It's not what we do here. We try to get to the bottom of things. We're trying to get to the source. Trying to just figure everything out. And right now, we have nothing to go off from what you're saying. It still doesn't add up. Nothing that you've said really adds up at all. Still sounds like a lot of hoopla, if you ask me.
To paint that picture and failing miserably and being pissed that they're failing, because that would be delicious click money for them. So, listen, the people are doing this because they want to pass harassment off as criticism. They want to teach me a lesson for telling them no and fighting back against them stealing other people's content. They want to feel as though because I'm unwilling to provide YouTube with a lawsuit to legally make them remove it. For every single person doing this on the internet, that because YouTube denied my claim because I'm unwilling to submit a lawsuit, that it's copyright abuse. That's not how it works. It's just they denied the claim because I'm unwilling to go through with the legal proceeding process. And
so why not? Say that. I want to hear this again because I'm trying to...
No, and fighting back against them stealing other people's content. They want to feel as though because I'm unwilling to provide YouTube with a lawsuit to legally make them remove it. For every single person doing this on the internet, that because YouTube denied my claim because I'm unwilling to submit a lawsuit, that it's copyright abuse.
No. We don't... The reason why you don't want to is because you know in your heart of heart that the Act-Man did enough to change and edit the footage so it would fall in the lines of fair use. And here's the thing, he didn't even need to have to do it. All he had to do was let you say a response, say one, give one sentence or several sentences of criticism for one topic. He responds to it, breaks everything down, moves on to your next topic that you wanted to criticize from the game. Then he breaks that down, he talks about what he says, breaks everything down, then moves on from that, rinse and repeat. You knew in your heart of heart that he did just enough. He did everything necessary to fall under the lines of fair use, and you still tried that shit anyways. That's why you didn't go through with it. Not to mention the fact, as I mentioned earlier, you didn't even fucking add the video because you deleted that shit.
That's not how it works. It's just they denied the claim because
Bullshit.
I'm unwilling to go through with the legal proceeding process and give them the legal proof that they want. There's
Bullshit.
so much to this that, I could go down this rabbit hole forever. But there's just a little bit more that you guys probably don't understand. And to explain this to you, I think you should probably try to put yourself in my shoes, okay? Imagine for...
No, I would rather do literally anything but be in your shoes. Live life from your perspective, because God knows what the fuck goes on in your head. I can't even handle the shit that goes on my head. My head is constantly cycling through a lot of shit. I can't even fucking handle that shit. So I don't even know what's going on through this motherfucker's head. And I really don't want to.
For a second, that you never said any of this stuff, which I didn't. And somebody comes out and they make these disgusting claims about your character and what you've done to their mother. They have a big following, which they send after you with calls of acting in honor of their mother, off of claims they know are 100% false, okay?
You're not much more believable either at this point.
And they destroy your reputation as much as they can within their power. And then in the end, they do all this to justify threatening to murder you.
Not in cold blood, however. They would murder you in self-defense because you have refused to leave them alone. You have tried every single thing possible to get your voice out there and say how this is not fair towards you, even though this is how everyone is treated on YouTube. Every video on YouTube pretty much is of fair use, or is capable of fair use, as long as it's not a replica one for one. You can do that. You can take someone else's video, break it down, and as long as it's not exactly the full video without any, and you don't touch anything of it. If you take someone's video and you don't do anything with it, you don't touch it, and you just upload on your own channel, that's the only time that YouTube, stops them. That's when they throw the hammer at you. That's when they, put the law down.
By saying, if we see you on site, we shoot you. When they know I've never threatened to do anything, I just wanted to talk. It's a justification like this.
Okay, but he doesn't want to talk to you. Okay, he's done with your shit. He doesn't want to speak to you. He doesn't want to talk to you. He doesn't want to do any. He doesn't want to associate himself at all with you. And that's the thing you don't seem to understand. It's like, it's exactly what they say. You poke the bear. You poke the bear, you poke the bear, you poke the fucking bear. And when the bear finally wakes up and fucking, destroys your ass, you blame the bear for doing it when the bear was minding its own business. And this is the thing you don't seem to understand, Quantum. You'll follow the rules for one thing, and then you just completely disassociate the rules with something else. You don't want to ask for his mother's consent towards using the audio from your phone call. Fine, I get it. But at the same time, you continuously push the situation to Act-Man. You fucking constantly are annoying him with this shit when he wants to move on and do other things, other and better things.
Where now it has emboldened his fans to have similar violent gun violence language against me. Okay, they're talking,
which most of it's in jokes.
They're talking about what kinds of guns they want to use. They're talking about I need to be thrown into a wood chipper. All this violent, murderous content coming off of the posts on his Twitter. Still up.
Oh my god, is this your first time on the fucking internet? Oh my god, look at that face, by the way. He looks awful. Anyways, is this your first fucking time on the internet? There's a lot of scummy people on the internet. They say a lot of rude shit. Like, seriously, this cannot be your first time on the internet where Oh my gosh, why are these people so mad at me and shit? What the fuck is wrong with you? Of course they're gonna be, like there's a lot of, unhappy people. People, remember, the internet is fucking anonymous. Okay? Most of the time, as long as you don't show your face on your profile pic, you're anonymous. No one knows your real face. No one knows who you are. For example, unless you've been following my YouTube channel for years since I started this shit, you don't know what my skin tone is underneath this armor. You just know that I'm light skinned. You don't know how dark, how light I am. You don't really know the context of what my facial features are. You don't know fully what my hair looks like. You don't really know anything about me. I'm still, on the lines of anonymous and anonymity here on YouTube. Excuse me. I'm still, anonymous here on YouTube. It goes with a lot of people. It's only people like the Act Man who, and you, Quantum, that show their face on the internet. As long as you're anonymous, you can get away with a lot of shit. And, maybe there are some people who actually show their face on social media, but they don't care for the ramifications that come with them. This goes back to that shitty BuzzFeed video that Diesel Patches broke down a few years ago about how women receive so much hate on the internet. There was that one chick who said, I've never encountered so much hate on the internet or I've never seen this type of hate in real life as I see on the internet. It's like, because it's the internet, you don't have the same ramifications on the internet as you would in real life. It's a completely different thing. It's a completely different animal. And Quantum TV, again, doesn't seem to get the memo.
Up currently, go look at it. They can try to pass this shit off as a joke, and like maybe they don't have a couple of crazies out there. But the reality is, if something happened because he threatened to kill me, and people feel like, yeah, we'll back you up, bro, as somebody genuinely said.
Well, I'm not one of those people who agrees with violence in this case. It's something that was happening on the internet. But you've basically incited this in the first place by continuously annoying the shit out of him and his family.
Okay, hey, we need to back up Act Man on this, right? All of these guns all over his fucking shit, dude. Off of a fake claim. Going forward.
You are definitely into fake claims. You are extremely into fake claims. But you take everything someone else says serious. I love how he thinks anything that he says, some of the things he said in the past isn't true, and that anything that someone says, here, they don't think of it as fake. He doesn't take it as a joke. He doesn't think someone's joking around with it. He just takes it all as, actual threats. And what I'm trying to say is, like, it's only you. You're only thinking of yourself, that not everything you say is serious. Everyone else, though, nah, everything they say, every word, every syllable, every vowel that comes out of their mouth, no, they're being serious with it. They intend on doing it. Not me, though. I would never do this type of stuff. Meanwhile, at the end of the day, go kill yourself, man. Like, what the fuck?
I fully expect the Act Man to introduce more fake and false information that he calls facts to try to cover up this.
Well, you're not helping yourself right now because, Quantum, if you're watching this, I fucking commented on this video an hour ago, going on 2 hours now, saying, so why didn't you ask her for consent on the audio? You never say that in this recording. You never stated it. You never said it during the call, the 2 calls, and you never said it here while recording in your office. So why didn't you consent? Why didn't you ask for her consent? Excuse me. My voice is drying up again. I need something to drink.
Delusional lie he's came up with. This pathological obsession to try to get someone terminated off the platform for telling him no. He thinks he understands copyright law, though he doesn't understand the word perjury. Literally, actively said I committed perjury when that is actually lying under oath. Never took an oath. We never went to court. Perjury. You tell him, hey, you've stolen my content. Maybe don't do that. He says, I do what I want. And that's the message here. How dare you tell me I can't take what I want from you?
You've pretty much said the same thing. So what the fuck gives? What's the you see a big difference. You don't think it yourself, but you think of it of others.
To fight me back when I want to call you out based on information that my friends shared that they think they know about you. I'm going to tell you like this. People like this make the platform dangerous, as I'm getting all these attacks and all.
Are you sure that you're not making this? Are you sure that you don't make this platform a danger zone either? You don't think you think you make this place a safe place? I fucking doubt it.
All these threatening messages. Ask him to show you how many he's gotten. Mine are endless.
I think Actman does probably get death threats. He's a popular person. No, I think he did. No, he probably wasn't a death threat, but during COD World War II, when it was the latest Call of Duty, people did not. There was a lot of people that didn't fucking agree with him, and they thought of him negatively. I don't remember how bad it was. I have to look. And in a bit, I'm running to use the restroom. But it's just hard to take what he's saying serious and word for word. It's all sounds a lot of bullshit.
My website's completely ruined. My comment section is overrun.
I wonder why.
And that is his doing.
No, it's not. You started this shit. You could have won. First of all, fuck. You could have first of all won. Make a better argument towards Elden Ring, or explain to everyone, I may not be getting something with this game because I'm new to it. Could you guys, kind of go into detail, help me out here with this stuff? You could have done that. You could have taken that route, but you didn't. And this probably went the same way with Batman. There were probably things you didn't understand that you weren't satisfied with people explaining to you in the comment section.
On multiple platforms, as he called Griffin Gaming to join in and jump me. Review Tech USA is calling for other people to jump. As he called Griffin Gaming.
He's not. Oh my
to
god.
Join in and jump me. That is his doing. On multiple platforms, as he called Griffin Gaming to join in and
jump me.
Jump me. That is his doing. On multiple platforms, as he called Griffin Gaming to join in and jump me. Review Tech USA is calling for other people to jump me.
He didn't even say that. He said, "Thanks for the support, man." How does thank you for supporting me in this situation, bro. I appreciate it. How does that compare to, hey, bro, help me out here. Let's go jump this motherfucker. Let's do that. Let's go jump his ass. How is that the same thing? What what the fuck? I might have to get a whole big ass thread going like Urinating Tree did with Bishop Sycamore with this motherfucker.
As he called Griffin Gaming to join in and jump me. Review Tech USA is calling for other people to jump me and getting angry when they don't jump me on these kinds of calls and narratives. Let me say this again. On the Review Tech USA is calling for other people to jump me and getting angry when they don't.
He doesn't even say that. It doesn't look like he's saying that in the fucking video title.
In and jump me. Review Tech USA is calling for other people to jump.
Show me the evidence. Show me proof that they're trying to get you to be jumped. Where's the proof? Where's the evidence? I don't see it. I see completely different titles for these videos than what you are displaying them as. Maybe you could show them to us. I know it's crazy to show some semblance of evidence. I've only been in college for 1 semester, and even I get the fucking picture of what you're supposed to do. It's like, all of this shit doesn't fucking add up. A lot of this shit's just cap.
Jump me and getting angry when they don't jump me on these kinds of calls and narratives. Let me say this again.
I don't think they're getting angry at you, buddy. I just think they're disappointed. Like, why would they get angry at someone because they don't want to bother with you? As Actman pointed out a while ago, you're a rabbit hole that most people don't want to go down, and then unfortunately he had to go down here because you kept fucking around with them.
Were you there? I don't care what you think you know. Answer the question. Were you there? Did you see me with your own eyes type it? Did you snap?
How the fuck? Okay, if you did this on the internet, no one would have been able to see you do it, okay? If you were in your house, not many people would have seen you make those tweets. But we don't need to be in your house to find this fucking clip right here. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are playing it once again. We don't need to go into your house, Quantum, to find you saying this shit. We don't need to. And I want to get this completely right. Here it is. Before I do so, I just want to make sure we all are on the same page as to what he says here. I'll play the audios. You guys don't have to see the video.
A fucking picture. Did you see me with your own eyes type it? Did you snap a fucking picture of me typing the shit out that you say I said?
No, we didn't. But I can show you what we did see you say. We can definitely do that right here.
At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man. At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man. At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man.
No matter the context, no matter if it's taken out of context or has the context necessary, it doesn't matter, Quantum. This is still a very bad look, no matter the circumstances. Just for saying this, it is a bad look for you. No matter if you have a reason for saying it or not. No matter telling someone to go kill themselves because they didn't agree with your opinion or hated your reaction to the game, doesn't fucking matter. Be the better person and walk away. Yay, you don't like my opinion? That's cool. I respect it. I'll respect your choice, and I won't bother you anymore. Like, that's pretty much what I try to do now on social media. If I get into a discussion with someone and I'm either playing devil's advocate or I'm on the other side and I'm just trying to argue my point, if the person or a group of people don't agree with what I'm saying and they don't like my opinion or think my opinion is dumb, I'll leave it at that. You know, it's fine. We don't see eye to eye. We'll just disagree. We'll agree to disagree. You know, that sort of thing. Fucking hell, I did it. It's like 3 times I've done that today.
Do you have video proof of me saying anything against these people?
We gotta do it. We gotta do it. We gotta do it.
At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man. At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man. At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man.
No context doesn't fucking matter. You said that with your own words.
That you claim I'm saying something against. Because the only thing I see popping up right now is them trying to say that I said, go kill yourself. Because I was receiving a barrage of hateful, demeaning comments about me saying Elden Ring is a...
You are making yourself as low as those people. I don't make those type of arguments or make those comments. I try to explain to that person or try to, make it better, let them understand something or help them out when they don't understand this thing. Some people who say The Last Ride is a great movie, I don't get this, why so many people say it's a bad film. I try to explain to that I would explain to that person, not belittle them and say at the end of the day, go kill yourself. That's what the fuck he just said. I shown it now twice, and I showed it Monday. Like seriously, how do you not register that you've said these things? How do you forget? Are you really trying to pull all of our legs here and say that you don't recall saying this stuff?
Now, is them trying to say that I said, go kill yourself. Because I was receiving a barrage of hateful, demeaning comments about me saying Elden Ring is a garbage game that is...
And you are not making yourself look good when you say that. You know what a mature person does? A smart, mature adult does? They walk away. Someone doesn't agree with my opinion? Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna head out. You don't agree with my opinion? That's cool. I respect your choice. I'm not gonna bother you any further. I ain't gonna belittle you. I ain't gonna say shit about you. I'm going to respect your decision. I'm going to walk away. Like, what the fuck? How difficult is it, dude? How difficult is it to say some shit like this?
It's an endless death loop. It's a death loop. We've established that in the beginning of that video that they chop up 1,000,001 times. It was said...
And I'll chop it up another 3 million times, bitch. Fuck off.
Multiple times, okay? And the whole idea of, at the end of the day, if you want to go do that, go kill yourself, man. You want to go do
it
that
doesn't
again?
make you fucking look good just to tell someone go kill themselves. Most sensible people aren't going to kill themselves. And if you tell that to that person because they don't agree with you, that's the problem. Because you're so upset that they don't agree with your opinion or don't like your opinion or maybe have some modicum of an explanation as to why you're wrong about this specific thing. You can't handle that shit, so you go tell them to off themselves, to go kill themselves. That's the problem, you fucknut. That's the issue people have with it. How difficult is that? How fucking difficult is it for you to understand this shit? It shouldn't take... Einstein shouldn't be even near, You shouldn't have to talk to Albert Einstein to figure this shit out. It should be reasonable within your own sense of, intelligence, your own sense of, morality, maturity level, if you have self-awareness, self-reflection, if you have that shit, you should be able to realize what you just said was idiotic and you should have never said that, especially on camera where we can see your face.
Go kill yourself. That's what we're talking about. The context is death in a game. And everybody was responding, it doesn't need an easy mode. It's an easy game. Or it doesn't need an easy mode. It's supposed to be a hard game.
Okay, so don't say go kill yourself. All right? If you were talking about if you were referring to the video game, if you were talking about, have fun getting killed a million times in the video game, don't say go at the end of the day go kill yourself. That doesn't sound proper. Okay, let me do this because Ackman did this in his stuff. Listen to the difference in these two and tell me what you think. At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man. Hey, if you don't agree with what I'm saying, have fun dying a million times in the video game and being stuck on the same boss for the next several weeks. Have fun with that. Is there not a good difference between the two? Which one sounds reasonable and sounds logical, and which one sounds rude as fuck and can be mistaken for a billion different things? Okay? Other than the context provided. It's not just about context quantum. It's about your sense of wording things out properly. There's a difference, and you don't understand that shit. You don't understand the difference between a sensible argument or a sensible reason or a sensible comment. You don't understand the difference between that and one that's vulgar, rude, and disrespectful. You don't know the difference from it, and if you were to say that, I would call bullshit in front of your face and say you're lying like shit.
Making fun of me all day, every day because of my opinion, which go ahead, have your laugh. I still feel how I feel. It's a garbage game. Nobody cares, right? Cool.
No, people who play Elden Ring care, and you even stated yourself you were being as objective as possible with the argument. If you don't understand, once you say that you're going to be objective with your critiques, you have automatically put yourself in the running of basically you're opening yourself to criticism. You can't say it's your opinion and then go. You can't tell us you were being objective in the video and then backtrack and say it's just my opinion. This is what Mahler was talking about several years ago. You can't blend the lines of objectivity and subjectivity and think that's a good thing. It's terrible to do that. Well, I kind of remember the fucking word they use here for it because I don't want to fuck it up myself. For now, I'm just going to say it's nonsensical. And you, as an individual, prevent any sort of, discussion. Because here's the difference. When you're trying to talk objectively, when you're trying to throw facts out there, it's easier to talk about something. When you're just being subjective, there's very little to go off of. The person has to go into detail. And, well, actually, you know what? Whether you're objective or subjective, you still should explain. But in the context of why this video game is bad, you need to explain it to all of us. Otherwise, we are going to not understand your argument, and we're going to sort of basically rip into your argument about why something is bad, especially when your own argument, when you try to explain, it's nonsensical. And a lot of it doesn't add up or doesn't make sense in general. That's all I really want to say about this, That's all I really was trying to, throw out here with that.
Move on. Why are we here over a month later with Elden Ring reviews popping up about me? Look it up. People say it was never about Elden Ring. It is the reason people like Mischief blasted off to over 100,000 subscribers, dragging in the Elden Ring community, which is a popular community, gaming community or whatever, and then combining that with drama. Well, now you have something explosive. And now every young kid is trying to do that.
It's the internet. This shit happens. Every YouTuber can make an argument like this, like what you're explaining. Every YouTuber is discussed the crooks, the issues in that game. And it was Call of Duty World War II that he was able to get that sort of pop, he got the numbers necessary to become now a YouTuber with over 1 million subs. And I think now he's at 1.5 million subscribers. He did it, and it worked out in his favor. You know, he got millions of viewers to check out his stuff. A lot of people wanted to, break down his art, or a lot of people went in this comment section to talk, respond to him and say, this game isn't that bad because X, Y, and Z. Basically what I'm trying to say is this formula is for every single YouTuber. This is how every YouTuber pops off. For another example, Mauler, another YouTuber I've been watching for the last 2 years. Not another. Well, if you talk about Rags, he's another YouTuber. Next to Rags, Mauler's another YouTuber I've been watching since 2020, essentially. Mauler, he popped off with his video on The Last Jedi, his Unbridled Rage, excuse me. That video got him millions of views. That was his first video, essentially, that reached 1 million views. By that point, he had been on YouTube for nearly a decade, and this was the video that finally got him on the map of YouTube. It's the video that got others to notice him, and is the video that got a lot of people's attention, whether they liked The Last Jedi or agreed with him in his reasons as to why The Last Jedi was a bad movie. It's that video that got people to notice him. So, it happens pretty much a lot with YouTubers, that any YouTuber can make a video that either, whether it goes against the grain or not, and is able to put enough effort into the video that it gets them, out there. It's how I was able to, get a lot of videos for that Will Smith video I made. It was something that was trending, and I struck while the iron was hot, made something created something out of it, and got a lot of people to enjoy it. It's just how it works. It's how it works in the world.
Because they saw it worked for one, so it can maybe work for me. I could be the next Mischief. These kinds of victories signify dangerous behavior at the end of the road. Because people like this don't stop with just harassing one person or 2 people or 3 people. YouTube allows this kind of content where they go after somebody's personal take and opinion with all kinds of...
Yeah, because you should be able to take one on the chin and be able to have someone critique your argument. It's like high school, when you're in high or in college even, your teacher has to look at your report. You have to be able to let your teacher look at your report, review everything you said in it, and you got to be able to sensibly accept, any critiques that they provide or may not provide your article or your paper, your report, your essay. You got to be able to let them do it, and you got to be able to take, some modicum of responsibility when you mess up here or there on the essay. You shouldn't be bitching towards your teacher. Why are you giving me this grade? This paper is good. You just don't understand. This paper is way better than you think. That type of shit doesn't fucking fly, man.
Swears and insults. I can't tell you the amount of times I've been called mentally retarded, a narcissist, a piece of shit. That is when you are harassing somebody. You're now injecting your opinion about their character. That is not criticism. Let me show you what criticism is. His review is garbage because when I play the game, I notice these factual things.
Dude, a lot of people, when they react, it's emotion more often than not. Yes, Mauler exists, who makes videos, talking about something and is able to, sort of remove emotion from his argument and just solely on the information. He's just able to talk about what this thing is, whether if it's video games or movies. Maybe he'll do TV shows someday. I don't fucking know. So he's able to do that. Not everyone is capable of doing that. So you have to take it to the chin and be like, you know what? Whatever this person is saying, it's a lot of rude stuff. It's a lot of offensive stuff. But I can see that they're just, they're being very emotional and, they're pouring a lot of emotion into their argument. So I ain't gonna jab at them. I ain't gonna, start nothing with them. I'm gonna respect, their opinion and move on from it. And if you find someone who may or may not, or, if you find someone with a sensible argument, then you can sort of take that and, run with it. It's just how it is. Like, it's not that difficult. Come on.
Supported by this factual thing. Following that up within prolonged insults is harassment. That's what this is about. And again, listen. I know for a fact he's going to try to add more, like I said. And the reason I'm putting this out there is so that you guys...
He's gonna add more because you keep fucking bringing this shit up. You don't let this shit die. You keep fucking adding more and more fuel to the fire. And it's honestly getting tiresome, bro. You're the one who refuses to move on from this shit. You're the one who refuses to move on from, this whole conflict, this whole beef. You're the one who doesn't want to move on. Ackman is. That's the main issue here. You don't seem to get it. Fuck.
Know what he's like. Because, listen, when you're dealing with somebody that's so, gone, pathologically gone to the point of lying about their mother being victimized.
Well, you're pathologically gone, so, what about you? Just saying.
At least in the end, you know what kind of person he is, and now it's out there. Now people know. So all the claims that you guys want to levy against me, continue to do whatever you want. You're free to express yourself however you see fit, I suppose, until YouTube does something about it. But if you're going to continue with this cancel culture, good fucking luck is what I say to all of you.
Okay, well, I'm not a fan of cancel culture, as I've stated. I think a lot of it can be pretty annoying in the way people, act upon shit. But you don't really fucking help yourself, bud. Not really in the slightest. You don't help yourself with a lot of your stuff. And it just ends up making you look pretty bad. Sorry, I'm doing something real quick. Sorry, guys.
Because this has proven that there is a very criminal element to this gaming community that Elden Ring has created. This is entirely the...
Okay, so what the fuck is the problem with this? The dude's just making a joke that's common for Elden Ring people. No maintenance plus ratio. I like Elden Ring. I don't see the issues there. Elden Ring's best game. Can't lie. You're a small man. You're really being offended. You're getting so butthurt by these little comments. Oh my god! Seriously, this is the shit that gets you butthurt. I like Elden Ring. No maintenance plus ratio. Get the fuck out of here.
Is entirely the player base that is attacking one person right now. I make TV reviews. I talk about gaming. I talk about technology.
You probably should just stick with TVs because, given your review on Elden Ring, it was pretty shit, and which is why you deleted it. And from what I understand, your Batman review was so shit you deleted that too. So, yeah, you probably should just stick with TV reviews. Those are the only ones that stay up longer than 24 hours.
You're not going to like everything I say. I'm not going to like everything you say. You feel that you have the right to rip somebody's video down and put it up, insult them, harass them across multiple strings of video, and they better never say a thing to you, or you're going to continue to bully and harass them like...
No, I am perfectly fine with someone responding to anything I say. It will help me improve my criticisms. It will help me improve my ability to be here in front of a microphone live with everyone listening to me and help me get better and better. Well, whoever ends up watching this at some point. It helps, I'm perfectly fine with someone coming to my channel to critique whatever I say. Have at it. I could help respond. And, if it's something critical, then I can definitely, listen and take feedback and take notes as what I should say next time and, move on from there and thank the person for their help, improving my ability to talk as a commentator because I'm very low confidence with that. That's the one thing I'm not really confident with.
Griffin Gaming, Review Tech USA, the list goes on, okay? Then maybe your days might be numbered on YouTube because maybe one day YouTube rolls out a policy, much like they did with the dislike button, where they know that you're using shit as a digital scoreboard. Maybe they know that people like you exist that like to guise harassment as fair use criticism. And when that day finally comes, because, come on, social media is what it is, it's always evolving. When they find out about stuff like this, you're going to really see just how far you go. And that's honestly why you guys are all doing all this. You're afraid. You're shaking in your boots because without...
So, two things. One, I don't have any boots on. And two, the only reason why I may or may not be shaking is because I'm on a yoga ball and I've been on it for 3 hours and 39 minutes. It does things to your back, swear to God.
Out that harassment content, that juicy, toxic click shit that you have, you don't have a channel. And that's the reality. I can make product reviews all day, every day. You can't. And that's what this is about. You want your money. Don't get in the way, right? So, at the end of the day, I've said what I needed to say. You guys see the Act-Man's a liar. His mother's lying.
No, he's not a liar. In fact, if anything, if I was to be as unbiased here as possible, which I'm going to be here for now, he's not lying. His mother isn't lying. If anything, they don't have enough evidence because you are withholding it. You're the one who recorded the conversation. You're the one who holds that. You're the one who holds that in the palm of your hand, you know where the teeter-totter balance is next, it's up to you, Quantum. If you are a smart individual, if you know what you're doing, you're gonna, I'm trying to word this properly. You're gonna call the Act-Man's mother again and ask her this time, can I get your permission to use the audio from our first conversation on the phone line? You're gonna do that. You're not gonna sit around with your hands on your butt or under your, you're not gonna sit on your hands and do nothing. You're gonna take action. If you're gonna go to this extent, show us the Act-Man's a liar. Show us his mother's a liar. Because right now we can't believe you, and we can't exactly believe them. However, we can side more with the Act-Man in this case because we have visual proof of what you were trying to do several days ago. Let's keep going. This video's almost done.
Stuff. I mean, this is pathetic. This is sad. I just wanted her to pass me off to you, and that's what she should have done. And instead, you chose to make very criminal threats. And I sincerely hope that you get help, you stop doing this, and all your fans cease and desist with this.
We hope you get help too, bud, because you probably need it more than the Act-Man.
Behavior.
Scratch that. You do need more help than the Act-Man.
I mean, that's the best we can do in this situation, right? But as you guys who've been watching me for years know, I'm the #1 brand in honesty for a reason. Because I...
Bullshit. If you gotta tell everyone you're the #1 brand in honesty, you're probably not that thing.
Expose lies like this massive one between this celebrity YouTuber, 1.3 million subscribers, feeling like he can threaten to murder somebody just because he doesn't like that they called his mother to get in contact with him to try to get him to stop causing damages to their channel. So I'll say this. Thanks for watching the #1 brand in honesty. Yet another truth
You have to say that yourself again.
bomb has been dropped. Until the next video,
No truth bomb has been dropped. And get these fucking peace signs out of here.
see you guys later.
Fact.
I love how this guy gets so critical about how his videos are copyright, but I don't see any sign of his video being potentially copyright. Okay, that was fucking annoying. So, what can we take away from this? Honestly, nothing. There's still no evidence. There's not enough real evidence to take away from this. The best we have is a conversation with his mother, and even with that conversation with his mother, he doesn't let us know, or he doesn't ask her, "Hey, can I have your consent, your permission to can I have your permission to play back the audio for this? Can I play back your end of the audio?" There's none of it. He has to say that in the comment section, realizing, oh shit, I never asked her. So let me let everyone know that in this state that I live in, you're not allowed to let everyone know about the audio, or you can't play on the recording the audio of the other person without their consent. All right. So why the fuck didn't you ask that person for permission? That's all that needs to be said. Like I don't know how it's difficult. Alright, I'm going to take a second, show you guys the tweet that I posted. I want this to be known so it helps sort of with this argument. I want him to give, I want attention, not for my own benefit, but to sort of like get the word, get the truth out of here. So here we are. Let me show you guys. Here's my tweet. Here's the first part. As you can see, this is what I showed earlier. As you go further down, it's 2 likes. Someone liked this one. Someone responded on here. Anyways, let's go to the view analytics. 40 people have engaged. 141 people have given me an impression on it, and 11 have expanded the details. So eventually this will start to gain traction more and more as time rolls on. Anyways, so that's pretty much it for the 2 videos. I need a break. I've been streaming for almost 4 hours. I need to take like an hour. I can't do this Rags video right now. I want to, but I need to take a break from this shit. Being on a yoga ball for nearly 4 hours does numbers to your back. That's gonna be it for this stream. Oh, let me leave the link in the description just so everyone else can go check this. Oh fuck. I accidentally removed it. Fuck me. I have to refresh everything. Alright, that's it for that shit. Here it is. You guys want to go watch that one? That's the video we just got over. Knock yourselves out. And I'm done. I'm getting off.